Sun comes up on the red dirt road, boots by the door, he's ready to go. Coffee in a thermos, dust in his lungs, another long day just rolling on. Desert Ox got his hands on the wheel, he can run a track to make the broken ground heal. He can plow a field straight as a line, cut trees down all day, still make it home by night. He's a farmer, yeah. He's a farmer that knows how to survive. Storm rolled through, took half that fence. Babe keeps calling about the payment he spent, but he just laughs, wipes sweat from his eyes. Says I was raised on hard times and dry skies. Desert Ox got his hands on the wheel, he can run a track to make the broken ground heal. He can plow a field straight as a line, cut trees down all day, still make it home by night. He's a farmer, yeah. He's a farmer that knows how to survive. When the rain won't fall, when the bills stack high, he leans on faith and a sharpened mind. Oh yeah, what grows from the work of his rough, worn hands is a life carved out of stubborn land. Desert's got his hands on the wheel, he can run a track to make the broken ground heal. He can plow a field straight as a line, cut trees down all day, still make it home by night. He's a farmer, yeah. He's a farmer that knows how to survive, and that knows how to survive. Boots by the back door, coffee in a chip. Sky painted pink and orange, yeah.
Hello,
The days are
welcome to Desert Ox Forums.
golden lines of
We are
wearing grain.
back on Farmville, North Carolina.
Farther than I can see.
If you are if you're new here, welcome in. If you're not new here, welcome back. If if you enjoy the content, don't ever feel bad about hitting that little subscribe and like button. They're there for you. You can come around and find us. We do this on Sundays, sometimes on Friday. But right now we're back on Farmville, North Carolina, and we got a couple things we got to get done. It's May now. Our grass has grown, so we gotta get out there and make some hay. We got some new cows on the farm. I did take a little time out. Normally I don't do anything off stream, but I decided to take a little time to get a few things done and kind of move things along a little bit. So we got some hay we got to make so we can feed our new cows, and we're gonna have a whole lot of wheat we got to get harvested. So I guess with all that out of the way, what's going on, everybody? What's going on? Hang on, Mr. Steve, all about gaming 24/7 and spell check. Good evening. How is everyone? Everybody have a good week. How's your weekend? Have a good weekend? I got out and decided I would do a little cutting the grass, and my old ass sore. saw them number 3s. Got my shoulders, my elbows. Nope, they can't hear you at all. They can hear you now.
Talk to yourself.
I mean, everybody thinks I'm flipping crazy anyhow. What difference does it make? Man, I tell you, we was, me and old Steve was just over hanging out with old Nacho over on the Nacho cast. He's doing a little windrows over there. And, yeah, exactly. Poor old man. Appreciate the sympathies, bud. Appreciate it. Man, me and Steve were just dying laughing. We were hanging out in the VC and just watching that stream. It was great. It was great. We were getting a good laugh out of it. He's going through a lot of stuff. Me and Steve have already gone through everything that you can do with windrows, so kind of waiting on some more content. I need to hop in there with Captain Stumpy and do a little adventuring because he's got some stuff left to do. But maybe if he's up to it, maybe we'll hop in there after the stream or something. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Wednesday, my computer gets unplugged and unhooked and packed up and won't be unpacked until the following Monday.
Oh.
Stumpy, stop being a little girl about it.
Did I not activate that? I did not activate that. Well, son of a biscuit. You know what? Well, something that I want to show everybody.
Well, get that
because
thing
one of the things that we're going to do tonight, I'm going to do a little bit of a mod showcase. There's a bunch of mods that came out this past week. Probably try to do something like this every Sunday. And let me check my mod list, make sure it's in there. Sorry, guys. I don't know. There's one of these mods I got on here that's causing it to completely freeze up when I try to exit out. So I have to come in here and I have to force quit the damn game.
You're trying to show everybody the new butt plug mod for your farmer, aren't you?
Maybe. But like I said, there's it's something that I want to maybe start doing every week. We're gonna do some farming. I guess you could call it just a little bit of a mix of the farm sim show, I guess you could say. What's up, Blue Streak? So we'll have we'll try to do some coverage on kind of the things that are going on with farm sim and like we'll try to cover like what I think are the best mods from the week. I'm not gonna cover all of them because I mean that's a ass of mods. Just like that's an ass of save files. Let's see. Look through I could just select them all and deselect them all, but I want to make sure it's in here. So we want that activated, right? Yeah, that's it. But this is an alternative to the one that came out. This is not the one that came out. But I'm going to show you both of them. I'm going to show you both of them. There we go. Ooh. What's up, Cheesy? Man, everybody popping in there saying, hey, and I miss you. You slipped right on by. Sorry about that, buddy. Yeah, like what Hellhound said. Hey, Cheesy and Blue Streak and everybody I missed. Blue Streak, Bush Ranch. Well, damn, we got another Blue Streak going on. How's your day been? Oh, well, I'd say it's been pretty good, man. I slept pretty much all day long. I mean, if you're new in here and you don't know what I actually do for a living, every time I do a stream, I'm talking about how I just woke up because I slept all day. You would think I was living that YouTube life. You really would. But no. It's because I work all night long. Oh. But yeah, so like I was saying, we're going to kind of, maybe try to do something a little along those lines as far as we do the stream, but the difference between us and the Farm Sim show is, well, there's just me and you'll have another voice in here with me. But we're actually going to play the game. You see this right here? Look at this. Got all my vehicles listed. I can just boop, pop right over right where I want to be. I don't have to tab through and tab through and tab through. I think that's fantastic. Fantastic. We got the old pink right out here. Oh yeah. Look at that. That should have been the thumbnail right there. We got it out here, this little grass cutting. We got enough money that we could probably look at maybe upgrading our mower and start trying to get some better equipment out here on the farm. All the stuff we got right now is old iron, has been old iron, and it's great. I love it. It is a great mod. It is a great mod. But I think we need to start maybe trying to upgrade some of the stuff on the farm because, I mean, our fields are fairly large for the stuff that we have. So, I mean, fortunately, we do have 2 harvesters. So, I mean, that makes it really nice. And as far as that goes, it does help cut down on the time that it takes to get things harvested, get things done. But I kind of like to be able to move a little quicker as I'm going through. I don't want a fast farm, but, you know, I do like to move a little quicker. It's called Vehicle Select Mod. There's 2 of them. There's a newer one. Matter of fact, you know, let's just we'll go ahead and show those 2 off right now. We'll show those off right now. So let's see. Let's bounce over here. Let me pull. Got a couple of things I need to get some things kind of a little more organized, a little different. Some of our stuff doesn't hide from me, but we will get this right. Let me find it because I got a ton of them in here. And I think they're all fantastic, really. That's it. All right, this is it right here. All right, okay. Bam, let's bounce over. Let's see, the music still playing? No, you can't hear the music. All right, good. It's just me and let's bam, right here. It's in the mod hub even, right? It is a PC only mod. So unfortunately for those of you that are on console, this one's not going to work out for you guys. A lot of these, quite honestly, not console friendly. They're PC. It's a lot of script mods, but they change the game in a way that make the game so much fun. It's like, so with this mod, you saw it on the screen where it pulls up all your equipment. So you just hold a tab to open a fast vehicle select overlay, move the mouse over a vehicle, and release tab to switch instantly. Works while inside a vehicle or on foot. Yeah, you don't have to be in a vehicle to be able to pick out what you want. You just hit the button, go over the item, and bam, you just switch right to it. Like I'm in the vehicle. Let me pop out of the vehicle and just hold tab. Bam, just jump over here to our truck. Ready to run to the store. Or we got our little pick 'em up truck over here. We just pop over to a little pickup truck. Our silage or our bales are all ready to sell. We've even got a couple bales. You know, I should have took that little tractor over by the farm, the farmer's market, because there's a few bales on the side of the road over there we need to pick up too. But yeah, all that, yeah, it's a fantastic. I mean, it's super simple to use. You know, it's great. Let's see. But now there's a counter to this mod. Let's see, where did I do my pages? So there is a counter to this mod. There's another one that's like this that you might actually like better. I'm just going to close this one out because we won't need it now. The other mod is called Move. Nope, not that one. It's called the Machinery Pie Menu. This is a newer mod, and it's a little more organized. I kind of like the way the one I have in here now. I just kind of like how it just kind of throws it out there. You can see it, you select it, and you keep on moving. This one actually puts it on a pie graph. So you come in and you can select the category that you want, whether it's a small, medium, large tractor that you have, your trucks, your forage harvesters, whatever. And then once you select the category, then it will list out the different vehicles. But there's no image here. That's what I like about the other one, is that you actually have an image. But this one is also a really fantastic mod, especially if you get your farm where you got lots of vehicles. If you're familiar with the types of vehicles and stuff that you have, then you won't have any issue with this. You'll see the names. But heck, if you're just needing to learn the names of your equipment so you know what's what, you bought a tractor because I liked that tractor. It looked like a cool one, had lots of horsepower or whatever. Well, now you'll have to, you'll need to know the name once you have a lot of them so you can switch to the right one. But this one is also really nice. See, like, come in, you select your combine or your tractor or whatever, and it'll list them out for you. It just doesn't have the same visual. That's all. So those are technically the first two that I wanted to show you. So bounce back in. Roundabouts don't fix everything. No. If you're talking about like the pie graph, then I agree. And if you're talking about roundabouts on the road, I hate roundabouts. I freaking hate roundabouts. They're pain. They're pain is what they are. Yeah. We might, let's set our cruise right here. Let's jump in the store. Oh, turn my mower off and it turned. I didn't lower it and I turned it off. I turned it off. No, I haven't been drinking. Swear. Not tonight. Let's jump into the shop. See if there's a used mower in here, maybe. Something that's a little bigger than what we get. I'm thinking maybe the one that came with the game. Has the trash pan, that sort of thing. Kind of thinking about maybe getting that one. It's a little wider. There's nothing in there for sale. Oh well. Did you check out the grazing pasture mod? No, I have not checked out the grazing pasture mod. Did you ever? Did you send a link for that by chance? If you did, I may not have seen it. If you haven't, if you drop it in the Discord, we can go ahead and try to pull it and see. We can take a look at it too. Because this past week, there's actually been a lot of really awesome mods that have come out, as far as I'm concerned. Like, you see my mini map right there? I don't know what you're watching on, but you'll notice that it says in the corner of my mini map, it says no overlay. So I can zoom my mini map. Look at this. I can zoom it in and out, so you can have that perfect view of what you're doing. Yeah, check that out. How fantastic is that? But wait, it gets better. Watch this. I can check my fertilizer states. I can see if it needs lime. I can tell if they've been mulched, if it needs rolling, if it needs plowing, and it all updates in real time. It's got weeds on the field. Yeah, we got a field we need to weed. You can check the growth stages. Oh yeah, and the crop types. Fantastic mod. Fantastic mod. It's on itch. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. Good deal. Starting to sound like Leo. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's absolutely fantastic is what it is, because you can zoom it out so far. Like this, let's see, that's your standard map, but you can bring it on in if you want to, but whatever position you want. I like having it zoomed out real far, just because I like having the bigger map up, because I can see a little more what's going on, but I don't need the whole daggone map. So this is nice to kind of get a better area view. Now, if you're just on the farm, you don't really need it, but it's still pretty nice, Still pretty nice. I'm messing this all up. I should have given myself a little more headroom so I could turn around just a little bit easier. I'll show you my new baby cows up here. We got, for the last, I think 3 months, I have been purchasing like 6 cows at a time, so that I have kind of a rolling wave. After I have so many, I'm just going to let them kind of breed themselves and then let them just keep replacing. With those 6 cows, beef cattle, I think you can sell them at a max of around $3,500, but we're only going to let them go for about 24 months, because after that, you start to lose money on them. So, but at around 24 months, we should be pretty good. We should be able to make about 10 grand a month off of them once we get them rolling in, and we should have plenty of food. We're only going to feed them hay, just because I don't want to mix TMR. I'm lazy. You can graze at 100%, and you can connect it to a milking barn and move the cows in before 6 a.m. milking. Oh, okay. Okay. It's adding more functionality to your. I see. The temperature style up at the top. Which one? So that's a little older mod, as far as like where it shows the temperature and all that. Now, where it shows like the precipitation and how wet the fields are, and it has that 11 hours and 15 minutes. We got about 11 hours before it's going to rain again in the game. That's what that is. It's a forecast. But the moisture, it's all part. The little tiny one at the top is all part of the mud system mod. That one's been out for a little while now too. I really like using that. It will cause you a lot of grief and headache, that's for sure. And do not use it with the wheel slip mod. It already has wheel slip built in for wet surfaces and all. So if you use it with the wheel slip mod, you get really, really slippery surfaces. You will get stuck in mud constantly. The moisture and the winds, yeah. This one right up here at the very top, that's all part of the mud system mod. This one that has the temperature, I've had that one in there so long, man, I don't even remember what it is now. And then the one over in the very top corner, it's got our today's date and the actual my actual local time. That one just helps me keep up with what time it is, because I will lose track of time real easy. I get in here and just keep going and going and going. Well, I mean, I'm used to being up all night long, so, you know, the later it gets, the more awake I get. Look at all the mutated cats. Which reminds me, there's two new songs to show here. This one, I think this one may have been played before. But it needs to play before the other one. Is it loud enough? Can you hear it clearly? I don't want the game to be too loud for it. Sounds like you in real life. Yeah, that's right. The little rain cloud is from the mud physics system mod. Yeah, that's it. Never know when to stop working. I don't know, when the body starts giving out, I tend to know then. You can't hear it good? Okay, good. It's you know, everybody likes to gaslight me on what I actually see in this game. They tell me the boars aren't real, you know.
They're not. They're mutated cats. How many times we gotta go over this?
And they tell me that I can't get the camera around there. Now I got mutated cats in the field. The boars have mutated.
Have they seen the Panthers yet?
I don't think they've seen the Panthers yet. I haven't seen the Panthers yet. You looking PCS? Oh, okay. Let me. So we got our baby Highlands out here. I think with all that fur they got on them, that should make some nice meat. I don't know.
Video game, nothing's real. Leave the PCS world.
Oh no, we live in a simulation. It's all real. You know, I want to be like Cypher from The Matrix. Just put me back in. You know, make me rich and famous with lots of money. You know, I don't want to know that it's not real. Oh, that sounds like that's a funny sounding cat. I'm not gonna lie. Look, there they are, just laying in my grass over here. Bunch of damn freeloaders. Look at them. Oh, where you going, buddy? Where you going? Everybody calls them mutated cats. That's one ugly cat. I'm just saying, that's one ugly cat. Oh, and see now, why we have to help you know what you're seeing. I never asked for help. Oh my God, look at those boars in the field.
Listen here, spell checker.
Oh, spell checker. I got one for you that's coming up next. All right. So if you guys were in here Friday and you saw the seagull mod, if you're playing on a map that's next to the ocean or whatever, the seagull mod is fantastic. And I decided I don't have any cultivating to do on this map, so I'm gonna go ahead and let you hear this song. If you made this field a grazing pasture, it would probably feed 500 cows 100% except in winter. You're probably right. But here you go. This one's for you, spell checker. Me. I'm gonna turn it up just a little bit. Just a little bit. That was a little more than a little bit. There we go. This little tractor's loud. Turn potato can into sausage.
That you can do. You can turn your mutated cats into sausages. You can also make cheese. Do number 3.
Shit hawks behind me. That was just for you, spell checker. Got two, one's long, one's short. Oh yeah, gotta keep that number 1 spot. It's important. Well, just so anybody else knows, I mean, just throwing it out there. If you really want to knock Steve out of that number 1 spot,
Set your trap.
you know, all it takes is a super chat. You know, if you just want to put Steve in his place, you know, just saying. You can't hear Steve? You guys can't hear Steve? Well, he's not talking a whole lot. Say something, Steve.
Say something, Steve.
Yeah.
Listen, y'all
Pull
want
that thing out of your
1
mouth
spot,
and talk
that's
clear.
It's the only way y'all gonna get it. Can you feel me now?
Yep. Yeah, I can turn you up a little bit. Maybe you're just too low. That's more than a little bit. That should have you right there, though.
Can you feel me now? Can you smell me now?
Can you smell him now? Can you smell him now?
If there's ever playing that recorder, I'm fixing to shove it up their cornhole.
Oh no.
I think here's got.
So that's good?
All
Alright, good deal.
Good.
All you do is hear him. All you need is just hear him over there just crying, whining about something. You know, you weren't missing anything.
If
Two different hog farms on two different maps in Ranch Sim. Okay. Oh, what was that? I was playing something. What was the name of that game? It's some crazy farm game. Like you play as this guy named Casimir, and you got a pet hog named Fluffy. Your guy, he's just a washed out drunk. He's losing everything on the farm. You can ride the pig around. You know, it's freaking hilarious.
I don't remember what that name of that game was called. A Farmer's Life or some shit like that.
Yeah, something like that.
It wasn't Hillshade Farm.
Yeah, the music probably is a little loud. I hadn't turned it down yet. Let me turn it back down. I wanted to turn it up so Spell Checker could hear that song. That was special just for her. Her and her shit hawks. There we go. I hope you liked your song, Spell Checker. You can put a leash on. Oh, no. I ain't talking about putting a leash on. This one, you can just whistle at this pig and he'll follow you wherever you want, right? But you can also hop on his back and ride him like a horse. It's freaking hilarious. Midland Ranch on Smoky Mountains. It's a good map that lacks a little detail, but it has tons of paints and plant textures to play with. I've got a little bit of time on Smoky Mountains. That one and the what was the other one? The other southeast map. Heck, you know what it is, Tonefish. I know you do. We were talking about it in the last stream. I've got a little bit of time on that one too. Forest Hills, that's it. I got a little time in that one too. Just kind of fill them out and that sort of thing. As far as the Smoky Mountains, I have not had a chance to really check out the crops to see if they actually have row crop going on with them. But supposedly it's built into that map, so that's a pretty cool thing. I think that's actually I think that's a really cool thing. I wish row crop was more of a thing, and I wish we saw more American equipment. Depending on what it is, it doesn't really make that much of a difference. But I do like using American brands. That's what you're working on checking out, is the row crop. Oh, awesome! You have to let me know how that works out. I haven't had a chance to really look at that. So we've had about a week now to kind of dive in and kind of look at the new DLC that's coming for Year 2. Has anybody checked out the new Sky Agriculture DLC for Year 2? And if you have, what are your thoughts? You know, I can tell you my thoughts. I don't see anything that it adds new. There are plenty of mods out there that you can get already that will do everything that's in that pack. However, I'm actually very excited for that pack. I like the look of the equipment. I like the added physics that they put into it. I like the fact that the dirt accumulates on top of the equipment and stuff like that. So it's those little touches of realism. I like how when the equipment folds in and out, it has a little more of a weight to it. You know, I think there may be a few pieces of equipment that can do that already. But it'll be something that, going forward, it'll be something to look forward to as a standard feature as opposed to just an added on feature, which I think is great. We'll pull it up here in just a minute and take a look at it too. I think it's going to be good. I mean, that's just me. Not interested in most of the giant stuff these days. That's fair. That's fair. The Sky equipment looks good, but it's not adding anything. No, I agree. It's not adding anything. Other than, like I was saying, it's got some additive physics to it, which I think for most people, that's probably not going to be enough for them to want to pick it up. For me, I mean, I pick the stuff up so I can show it off to you guys, right? I mean, I'm not a Giants partner. I don't have a code. I can't sell the stuff to you or nothing like that. So I'm not here to twist your arm and try to get you to go, yeah, use my code, because I can't do that. I'm just here to give you my opinion on it, that sort of thing. But as far as the like I said, as far as those visits go, we're gonna, yeah, all right. Ads were about to run. I just skipped those ads. It actually let me do that. Shouldn't have them run. I think you should check out the Ranch Simulator game. I've looked at Ranch Simulator quite a bit. I've watched Steve play it a good bit, and I'm not sure if it's really my thing. I think if I was going to pick up one of those, I would probably pick up something like what's it, Farmer's Dynasty? I'd probably pick that one up before I would pick up Ranch Simulator, I think. I don't know. Let's see. It would be a good multiplayer for 4 guys, and it's like $7.50 for everything. Yeah, actually, I think it's actually on sale right now because on Steam. There's a bunch of simulation games that are on Steam, and that's just because they're having the, what is it, the like the simulation game show or whatever you call it. I think it's in Chicago. They do it every year. So whenever they do that and they show up all the new simulation games that are coming, and they'll show like DLCs for the games that are already out, or you know, that are coming, stuff like that. Then when they do that, those games tend to go on sale. And so there's a bunch of, if you like simulators right now, if you're on Steam, right now is a good time to pick up some simulation games. Park Ranger Simulator. Oh man, there's some doozies, that's for damn sure. There are some doozies as far as simulation games go. Oh man, there's some wild ones. I mean, there's some wild ones. Yes, yeah, Steve has it. I've watched Steve play it a good bit and got some good laughs out of Steve playing it. Like when he bought his first hog. You know, he couldn't get it loaded up in the damn trailer. So he decided to hook it to a leash like you were talking about and run it all the way back to the farm. Got it to the farm, put it in the pen, pig died from exhaustion. That was great.
That was funny.
It's something that gets brought up all the time. We don't let him forget it.
Nope. Nope. And when he says all the time, he means all the fucking time. Introducing Indiana. Damn it, didn't y'all just release Illinois?
How long before that's going to come out? So he's talking about American Truck Simulator. That's what he's talking about. I'm mowing with a Ford mower. This is actually, it's a mod. There, see it on the side right there?
Forward.
Yeah, it's a little tiny out of date mower. Some old iron like everything else. But I think
Stream wrenched him, but maybe twice, right? Something like that. Because I was like, this game sucks.
Yeah, he wasn't a fan. It was fun to watch him play. It was. Let's see. What I'm thinking about is maybe upgrading to, where's it at? Where the hell is it at? Oh, is it under? I think it's under the mulchers. I think it's under the mulchers, which is, where the hell are the mulchers at? I know there's a mulchers category. Damn it. Nope, there we go. This right here, the Bednar. Think about grabbing this thing and a chomp.
Bednar.
But I don't want to mulch the field. So that thought's already out the window.
Oh, bro. Let me tell you what happened to me yesterday when I hopped on windrows. Oh my God, dude.
Maybe I'll do something like this Vermeer or maybe the Elio. I'm gonna go with the Vermeer, just because I like the Vermeer brand. So what happened to you on windrows?
Loaded in, and the water looked like a rainbow had an orgasm all over it. Like there were neon shiny colors everywhere water was. Yep, it was crazy.
That sounds crazy. Yeah, no worries, PCS man. You gotta apologize, dude. What are you talking about?
Yes, be sorry.
No.
Be sorry.
No.
Be very sorry.
Just give Steve shit, and that'll be enough of an apology. You know, just give Steve shit. I mean, that's what you should be doing anyhow.
Yes,
If you're not doing that with your life, you're doing something wrong with your life. I'm just saying. You know, everybody should be giving Steve shit.
And money. I need money. I like money.
I like money.
God, like some smart guy built it a long time ago.
Oh. Let's see, we got about 40 minutes. Let's see. What are some of the other mods we got to show or to talk about? This is. Stop. No, don't do that. Let's see, this right, y'all. I almost got it there in time. This is not a new mod, right? But this is something that's worth mentioning. I've had several people talk about this sort of thing, and I think it's worth bringing up. So, if you have a farm and you want to be able to move your buildings, you don't want to sell your buildings, this right here, Move Placeables Advanced, right? Now, this is also another PC mod, you know, but what it says this mod allows you to reposition place objects. It supports movement along 3 axes, X, Y, and Z. In other words, you can raise it up and lower it down. So if it sits a little too high and you got too much of a curb, you can actually lower it into the ground a little bit. Or if it's too low, you can raise it up because you got grass textures coming up through the floor or something. You can raise it up so you can get rid of all that. As well as rotation around all 3 axes. So you can rotate it on all those axes too, which is pretty cool. You open the tree menu, you use Shift P, click on the placed object, select the move button, left click on one of the 3 displayed axes. So whenever you have like this, when you have the different axes, you just click on the axis you want and then move it. You can right click on the 3 axes and move the mouse, change the object's rotation on that axis, confirm the changes by clicking on placeable objects again by pressing the escape key. Final confirmation prompt will appear. During editing, you can also reject or undo the changes. So if you don't like where it's at, you can just undo it. When moving silos, barns, and production facilities, the hotspots on the map are also adjusted. So it doesn't like whenever you're looking at your map and you have the icon that shows where it's at on the map, that moves, everything moves. Moving animal barns also moves the fence indicated by a yellow line. Animal barn fences adjust to the ground level when repositioned. I mean, if you got to move something, this is the way to move it. After moving animal barns, you will be asked if you want to create a pasture. So, you know, if you already got your pasture, you don't got to do all that. Mod settings can be found under general settings, and they've done several updates already. So it's had bug fixes and everything else. It's like it says now with support for animal barns and pasture fences, including creation of pastures. That's the yellow highlighted line that it was just referring to. So this is actually, pretty cool. If you like the building that's on the farm and you don't want to you don't want to get rid of the building. You just want to keep it, but you just don't like how it's positioned. Well, change it. It even has, it has. Yeah, Steve was bringing this up the other day. He was like, "I really hate that you can't just move buildings." And I was like, "Oh, but you can." So I put this one in here just for Steve. But you come into your general settings and you see it says move placeables advanced free placement. You can turn on and off, so you can actually move it for free. And then you have the show coordinate overlay, so you can have your coordinates, so you can actually kind of dial in where you want to have it. It's yeah, well, you can see right here where they've actually rotated it on the axis. So you don't have to. You can position it pretty much however you want it. It's a fantastic mod. Fantastic mod. So yeah, there's
Well, I appreciate you putting that in there for me, my guy.
Oh yeah. We try to look out.
Because I did. I brought that up the other day. Because I was playing Jurassic World, and I love that you can, if you place a building on there and you don't like where it's at, you can just click on it and move it and do all kind of sort of stuff with it. And he was playing Farm Sim. I was like, man, I just don't like that you can't move your buildings around. You got to sell them and then replace them. I just want to be able to move the damn. He was like, oh, we have the technology.
We can build it like, stronger, faster.
Show me. Show me this, young Padawan.
Yep. But there you go, Steve. That was just for you, my friend.
Preach.
So, yeah, it is. It's like what you said there, Tonefish. It's great for when you misplace something and you need to move it just by that little tiny bit. It is. It's fantastic. What's that? You need it beside the road. What are you talking about? Oh, my bad. I guess I should pay more attention and remember that story. Oh no, that's old news there. What are we talking about beside the road? What did I miss? What am I missing? Where's my disconnect? Where did my brain get lost? Oh, never mind. Don't answer that. We know where that happened. That happened a long time ago. That back numb.
Back numb. Well,
yes.
Might as well be as close to it. Shit, you were over in Asia.
Yeah, I didn't make it quite that far. I should have put more headlands in here. It's all right. We can do it the old-fashioned way. So we already have a tedder or windrow. It's a windrow tedder, I guess. That's a Vermeer. So I guess that Vermeer mower would actually go pretty good with this. Yeah, I'll probably go ahead and pick it up before I finish this. I'm gonna go ahead and finish these headlands out. Then I'll go over to the. No, we won't go to the store. We'll have it delivered because that's a fantastic mod too. It would be nice if Giants did actually just build that into the base game, where if you buy something, you have the choice to have it delivered to your farm, as opposed to having to go all the way to the dealership to pick it up. So I mean, it's not unheard of to have the dealership actually deliver a tractor or piece of equipment out to your farm when you buy something new. I know this. Unless something has changed since I was a kid, it happens. But whenever I was 15, 16 years old, I worked for John Deere at one of the dealerships. I worked at a dealership. I didn't actually work for John Deere because it was, a cell phone franchise or whatever. But whenever I was working there, this was, all right, so when I was 15, this is back before 96. So if you didn't have a CDL, you didn't have to have a CDL. Back before 1996, it was not federally mandated the way it is now. And you could drive a big truck. And the dealership was always wanting me to make deliveries with said big truck at 15 years old. So Excuse me? You sure you want me to drive this big old truck? And it's like, yeah, we want you to drive this big old truck. No, I don't think it's a good idea for me to drive that big old truck. They said, it's okay, you can drive this big old truck. So I don't think it's legal. And oh, nope, it's legal. Are you sure? They're like, we're sure. So, well, okay. Yeah, that's how the conversation went. Just like that.
Well, I mean, you know.
I feel like Austin Powers in that hallway now, trying to get turned around, and I still ran into the damn mower.
He got that some bitch stuck so bad in there.
All right, so yeah, the mud's almost dried all the way out. We got a little bit of wet spot right there, but for the most part, it's dried up. It's dried up. All right, let's get us a better mower, something a little bigger. We don't need nothing crazy big. We just need to lay some grass down. And I think this right, Sean, will give you a police escort. It was perfectly legal. It's perfectly legal. You did not even, I mean, if you had a driver's license, that was good enough. That's all you had to have. I do believe, you know, I didn't even look at the horsepower requirement, but I'm pretty sure this got the power. Pretty sure the old pink right's got the power. Close up our fence. Oh yeah, oh yeah, look at that. Recalibrate our give it a third headland just in case. Yeah, I think that was probably a good idea. We need to go this way, don't we? Would it offset on this side? That's wide. Let's see if we can get it set right. I think we got it right. Once we get off doing this, I think we'll have it set right. Come on, select the other line. Oh, that's never mind. I wanted to select this line in front of it, but that's wait, no, that should select that line, shouldn't it? Why is it not getting that line? You know what? Screw it. Let's just lock on here. I may have to just put it directly behind me because I'm too dumb to know how to use it. Back in 78, I worked at a bowling alley. I did pick up and deliveries. I was 14. I didn't need it. Yeah, there you go. There you go. I don't think it's got my width right. Let's see. Oh, what is the width on this? Out of curiosity, 6.3. Is it set at 6.3? It is set at 6.3. Okay. I'm just a tard, I reckon. We'll see once it's. Oh well, I do have those other spots already cut, so that could be what's got me all messed up. Just do it like this. Yeah. That's all it is. See, I would have had this. If I had just two headlands, I'd have had this little strip right here. Now we're cooking with Crisco. Okay. Yeah, exactly. It's just driver error. I mean, some people shouldn't be allowed in these things. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
People's kids, man.
Look, man, I drive a big truck. Okay, I drive a big truck. Oh, I ain't no farmer. That farming I did was a long time ago. Everything's different now. Yeah, see? We're getting it fingered out. Just be patient. Just like that right there. Yeah. Oh, what the hell? I didn't mean to pick it up. Whew. There we go. Yeah, just driver error. That's what happens when you let, you know, special needs drive. Let's get this out the way. Come on.
Right back going for you.
Okay. Oh, yeah, there we go. Now we got it. Now we got it. We got it. Come around this way. Huh? See, look. I told you I'd get it figured out. It's not a mower that I have used very much. I feel like, yeah, you know what? And actually, just, all right, so this is my brain at work here, trying to figure out, like, what would be the proper way to use this mower. And I'm thinking having the grass on that side of me, on the right side of me, is probably the way to actually properly do this. Because if I'm the other way around, I'm driving on the grass and you're knocking it, you're mashing it down. So if you do it this way, you're not mashing the grass flat. Right? So am I on to something? Are there some farmers out there that do this sort of thing? Does that make sense? You know, because you don't want to smash your grass down while you're cutting it, right? Because you're trying to make hay. It's like your crop. You don't drive over your crop whenever you're harvesting. Just like that. I don't know. It's making sense in my brain. Of course, I mean, I am kind of messing this up. I'm trying to get it fixed right. We're learning here. We're learning. I normally just throw like a butterfly mower on here, and that's you know, you just go. It's like you just cut the grass. You just cut the damn grass. This requires a bit more intelligence to operate. Yeah, exactly. Where the heck you at, Cody? I know good and well you've been cutting grass. You've been making hay this week. I seen you on the Twitch. One of the folks that's one of the members of the channel, Cody. He is a real life farmer, and they do a lot of hay. And he does a channel or a stream over on Twitch sometimes whenever he is when he's out there making hay. He's either cutting grass or tedding or windrowing or whatever, or baling, and he's a lot of fun to watch. He's a young guy, and he gets in there and he cranks his radio up and just has himself a ball all day long out there, you know, raking grass. I knew we was gonna miss. That's all right. No matter if we miss a little strip, we can always come back and get it. Now we'll go across the headland and come back up the other side. Yeah, this feels right. Yeah, I think initially what you would do is you would go around your field this way and cut you a strip around the outside, and then once you had that strip, you'd come back this way. Yeah. I think that makes sense. It makes sense in my brain. That don't mean it makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, he is. He is a great singer. He is wildly entertaining. He is wildly entertaining. It's been about 20 minutes since we showed off the last mod. We'll jump into another one here in just a second. give it just a few more minutes, and we'll pop over and kind of look at something else that's come out this week. And I mean, I can show you the whole of what I have. There's several of them, but there were some really good ones. I mean, I really believe there were some really good mods that came out this week. I see we got a couple more people in chat. One of the things I asked everybody earlier is, how do you feel about the new Sky DLC, the Sky Agricultural DLC? Having a new brand put into the game, which, I mean, I feel like if they were a super popular brand, somebody out there would have made a mod for it already. But at the same time, it is something new as far as brands go. You know, what are your thoughts on the Sky Agriculture? I think it's going to be a nice DLC. I mean, honestly, my biggest problem with that DLC, aside from it not really adding any new features, like, you know, like, well, at least the Burrito pack gave us the boars that'll damage the crops, right? And I like that. I mean, you can see all the spots all over my field that have been tore up by boars. I got some feeders out, I just don't have enough in the right places. So it's I mean, if you live in the South, fighting boars is a regular old thing, you know. It's their real problem down here. I'm sure they're a problem in a lot of other places around the country, but so it's a nice touch of realism for me. But the Sky Agriculture Pack, it doesn't do any of those things, right? It doesn't offer up any new features. It only adds kind of like new gameplay. Well, don't really want to call it mechanics, but I guess you could call that mechanics. I guess you could call it mechanics. It adds in some physics elements to the game, as far as like the way the equipment folds and that sort of thing. Even like having the mud accumulated on top of the, like, say, like, you know, this bar that comes back right here. You can have like mud accumulate on that in the Sky Pack, and that's really not a whole lot different than having the mud that accumulates in the tread on your tires. So it's not like it's really something that's like just really out there for Giants to be adding into the game. You know, it's kind of in the game already. But that being said, it is pretty cool because whenever the equipment folds up, supposedly, you know, those clumps they're gonna break off. How fast they break off, if they all break off at just like one time, or if it's kind of like mud does, where it breaks a little bit at a time as you drive down the road. I don't really know how all that's going to work. We'll have to just kind of wait till see how it is when it comes out. But an AI trading app. Oh, awesome. That's weird. Okay. But yeah, that's, you know, those are kind of my thoughts as far as like the Sky Pack. That's kind of what I'm expecting out of it. As far as those things, I think they're good. I like the fact that the equipment, it's not going to have such a arcadey feel to it. You know, it'll have some physics that'll be kind of added to the game. As far as like, you know, like the weight of the machine, that sort of thing. So I'm looking forward to that sort of thing. You know, I always like it when there's more realism added into the game, and I like it whenever I have the option to turn that realism on and off. You know, like with the boars, there's a good chance I'm not going to want boars on every single map that I play on, because, you know, you look out across there and you see all those damaged crops, and sometimes it's like, you know, I've had enough. But it's a fun challenge, you know. It's not like Farming Simulator is an extremely difficult game to begin with, so it adds another layer to things. It's just like trying to figure out where I'm going to park this. You know, if I hadn't parked the old International in here so asinine, I might have a spot right here. Let's Austin Powers this thing again. Like this. Stood like this. There we go. Then we can drop it in on the other side. Well, I tell you, some people just won't keep their damn farmyard clean. I don't have nearly enough sheds. There's I'd like to get some more equipment, modernize the farm now, because I mean I've been using this stuff for a good bit, and it's time for it to start getting modern. Start growing up with the rest of society. But we don't have the room to grow on this farm. We're going to have to pick up some more land. I mean, we could take up some space in one of the fields and go that route, but I don't really want to do that. I would rather, there's a farm not too far down the road here that has some really nice, some big sheds, and just picking up that piece of land would probably be a pretty nice touch. On top of that, I have taken a little time to kind of make a trail through the woods, so it kind of leads over in that direction, so we wouldn't have to necessarily hit the highway, and that'd be good. Now let's I really like that Vermeer mower. That was nice. Once I got the hang of it. So let's just go ahead and do some touch-ups on this, and we'll get our $3,500 out of that. And now we got a nice new mower upgrade. That's great. Now this here is our windrow. Let's get hooked up here, and then let's go check out some more mods. Some that I personally think were really, honestly, they're all really fantastic mods. I don't know I mean, there's actually several of them that I am using right now, because I think they'll probably be a part of pretty much every gameplay that I do, because they're just that good. Just like the mini-map mod, I think that one is fantastic. I absolutely love, let's see, right, I want the crop tops. I love that, man. That's just great. All right, let's yes, the boars, they are real. Never doubt. They are not mutated cats. I don't care what anybody tells you. Let's see here. Let me get it.
They are very mutated cats.
They are not mutated cats. I don't let them gaslight you, people. The next one I want to show you right here is this garage menu. This is not a new one. All right, this is another one that's not new. All right, this one has been out for a while, but if you're like me and a lot of folks, he was distracted by some Popeye. No worries. We just popped over here. I have this one installed. So you can come in here and you have your, nope, that's a different one. That was something else. You come into your vehicles, and you got all the vehicles listed in here, and you can always go like to your vehicle list, and you get all this, right? So those of you that play 22, you probably are like me, and you absolutely despise this stupid list. I can't stand it. I really like the way it was done in 22 so much better. But if you go into, like, you're headed to your construction menu, you now have, with this mod, your garage. And you have all your stuff listed back out in here. It's a little more organized than what it was in 22. So in 22, where it would just have, like all your tractors and then all your harvesters, that sort of thing. It actually has them in their categories. So you go into your large tractors, and there's your large tractors. Your trucks. It's got your trucks. It's like I said, it's a little more organized, but it puts everything in the same order as the store menu, right? And the store menu, I mean, for those of you that don't know this, it is in a certain order, right? So you got like the stuff, your tractors and your trucks and stuff, to be able to to get the crops out and to go deliver the crops. You have ways to load pallets and that sort of thing that you might make from your crops, ways to transport those crops, and then you have ways to prepare your fields. Then you have your seeding as far as being able to plant them, and then how to improve that, and then how to get it out of the field. It's all kind of put into an order for, you got your essentials to the things that you need for harvesting, and and then it gets into your grassland care and stuff like that. It's in an order. Uh, Yeah, it is. It's a mod. Yeah, it's been out for a long time. I've been planning and planning and planning to put it in here forever, and I finally put it in here, and it's like, yep, I need to show that one too. People, I think, have forgotten about this mod. If they didn't pick it up or they didn't see it when it first came out, it's fantastic. So I mean, there's that, and then um, so now as far as that goes, all right, let's see, fast fishing. So this one, let's go find us a pond. All right. Let's go find us some water. Fishing's already a bit of a pain in the ass. I don't think we're going to be able to fish in that little stream right there. Maybe. There's a river. Let me come right over here. I think this is the river. Got a little more. Yeah, there's a little more water in here. We'll stand on the bank and we'll do us a little fishing. I got to get a fishing pole first, though. Come on. Fishing rods. I hadn't even bought a fishing rod. So, like I said, fishing is a bit of a tedious task, right? It's not something that's real fun because of the menu. Damn, there we go. I was going to say, I cast that one way too far. So you get it out, y'all. We're fishing. And we're waiting. Are there any fish in this water? It don't normally take this long. There may not be any fish in this river. Stay ahead of the spell checker creep. Steve's not paying attention. Steve's doing something else. You know what? This map just might not be set up for Highlands fishing. And the reason I say that is it will, and right here, it does not list onions here as one of the crop types. If you come into the calendar, it does show onions. I think that either they're planning to add it in here or they have not added it just yet. It shows the onions here. It shows them in the buy and sell menu, but you also can't plant them. Well, all right, so that kind of backfired right there. So I guess I should do more fishing. Then I would have known that. So, just to give you a quick breakdown, it says dislike the time it takes to fish. Well, yeah, that was taking forever. Fast fishing removes the slow part of fishing by automatically finishing the minigame once a fish bites, so you can catch fish much faster. So the way this works, when the minigame starts, fish normally until it hits the little fish in the center. So what it's talking about, they didn't even bother showing us the menu. So those of you that have done the fishing, it's kind of like Stardew Valley where it puts the little slider up and down, and you can see the little fish icon moving up and down that slider. And then you have your lure on there, and you have to keep it next to the fish. So once you have your little lure next to the fish, it'll lock in on it. Okay. So it says when the minigame starts, fish normally until it hits the little fish in the center, it will auto catch. In most cases, it will start your hook on the fish to start. So sometimes it'll actually start it off already locked in on the fish, but if it's not, once you get it on the fish, it locks onto the fish and it just finishes doing the fishing for you. So you don't have to sit there and fight with that stupid little minigame. If they would have added some more depth to that, it could have been a lot of fun. You could have been, had the way it is right now, to me, it feels like it's a little lackluster. They just didn't do quite enough with that. Was the PS1 bass landing? Man, I used to love that bass fishing on the Nintendo. That was my goat. That was way back. So if you want to be able to do some fishing, but you don't really like doing the mini game, this will help you eliminate that, and you can go out take a boat out. You know, especially like now, there's a bunch of maps that actually have boats added to them if you have the Highlands Fishing DLC. So they're not just on the Highlands Fishing DLC map anymore. The Kinleg, um, was it Forestry Hills? I think is one that has boats, and Rocky Mountain or Smoky Mountains. The two maps I've been looking at here lately, those both have boats already placed on the maps for you. So you know you can go out and just role play you some fishing and have a little leisure time, and not have to be aggravated by this ridiculous little mini game. So I think this is a fantastic mod. Um, Unfortunately, I wasn't able to demonstrate it, but it would have been nice if I could. Here's another one that it's this is another really, as far as I'm concerned, it's a game changing mod. It you see, it actually gives you ground info for your ground and your field. So if you have like extra information for the field and that sort of thing, let's get back over to our farm. When you walk out into the field, check this out. I have it's a whole lot of information, but if you look at the ground info that's on there, it shows weeds none, spray top none. Where it says spray level, that's your fertilizing level. Like, have you? I don't have precision farming turned on, so you have to have two fertilizer states. It shows that I have 2 of 2. My lime is 3 of 3, so I don't need to relime the field. I'm getting a maximum boost out of all that. It's been plowed, it's been rolled, and it says mulched no. And if you look at my yield bonus, you can see it says 97%. It's obvious I didn't mulch the field. So that one, if you're trying to figure out, like, you know, as you're walking over a field, whether or not you have completed certain tasks or what tasks you need to finish completing to be able to get your yield to 100%, then this mod, get it back up, channel, so you can see it. This mod, Field Detail HUD, is perfect. And what's even cooler about this stinking mod is it actually has a menu in the game settings. So let's see, where's that? The field goals. I need to just cultivate something and show you the field goals. That I love that mod. It's under general settings, I think. Let's see. You can see I put a lot of a lot of mods in here that are script mods, and they all work just fine together. Let's see, where is it at? There's the mini map settings, object field detail info. There, it's all at the very bottom. So you can change the orientation of this mod. You can turn it off if you just don't want to have it show up. If it's taking too much of your screen, you don't like it being up there, you can turn it off. Or you can do it stacked. That's the way I had it on the screen, where the windows are one above the other. Or you can do them side by side. If you have precision farming on, let's see, I got it side by side right here. Run back out here to the field, and it puts them side by side. Now, if you have precision farming puts another little box down there, and those boxes, they don't line up side by side quite right, because it takes the field info and pushes it up a little, and it makes them a little off. And I just didn't like the way that looked. I liked it better being stacked one above the other. It also gives you, like, I can see my growth stages and all that stuff. So that is a pretty fantastic mod, just because of that. I love being able to see all those other things that are on there. You pair that along with your mini map, where you can actually toggle between, like, the different overlays, like the fertilizer state. It's like, if this said one fertilizer state, I could have it on fertilized right here, and I could see, yep, this field does need it, and then there's another field right over here that needs it. I can look at my lime state, and I can tell, I've got 3 of 3. None of my fields are showing that they need lime. That one wasn't mulched. Apparently, I'm standing in a field or a spot that hasn't been mulched. And oh no, field 70 has been mulched, but these others, as you can tell, have not been mulched. Needs rolling, needs plowing, weeds, the growth stage, whatever. But those paired together actually give you a lot of functionality without having to come all the way back into your menu here and do that same thing. You see this? I got a feeder here, I got a feeder here, here, and here. I may have to put something around the backside of the silo here just to help cover this area back here. But man, the boars are really tearing up this field. Now, this feeder was empty when I checked it, and I added this feeder, so maybe maybe these will help eliminate the boar problem. Hopefully. But yeah, so there's that. All right. Let's quit. Let's quit with that. So the field detail, and then bam, object storage extension. So whenever you come in, that one has a YouTube video. I don't know if I want to play the YouTube video. It shows you right here all your different object storage that you have, and it'll show you all the different things that are in it. Let's see. I'm wondering if there's another one. I don't think this is quite the same one. There's two of these object storage. There's another one that I wanted to show you that I think I must have not pulled up. But anyhow, it says it's an extension for the base game object storage system that brings back some of the features found in the original object storage mod, like from 17 all the way through 22. Along with, see, that's the thing. There's a lot of things that everybody got really used to in the older games that were actually really, really good features that kind of got pulled out of 25, and I don't know why. But this is something that kind of helps add those things back into the game, so it gets a familiar feel for the older players that are out there, but it also adds better functionality for the people that are new in the game. That's why I think this is also another really great mod. But it says, along with improving some existing features, so it also now possible for users to adjust building configurations so you can play your way. On the global menu, a new tab is now included, and that global menu, which we saw just a minute ago, is right, Chong. Right, I don't have any object stored, so I don't have anything to show as far as that goes right at the moment. But that's because, I mean, this is our kind of like our let's play. I mean, if we'd have had it, I guess it would have been worked out better, but you know, it is what it is. It's possible to adjust some of the options from the general settings. So you got general settings for this thing. You got the configuration for your input trigger. It's now possible to disable each building's input trigger, helping you avoid unwanted delivery of objects. So like whenever you drive by the object storage and it just snatches something off your trailer and you're like, shit, I didn't want to put that in there, you can disable the trigger so it doesn't do that. It says you have a building. It says, do you have a building that stores too many objects for your realistic gameplay, or would you love just a little more space? Now you can easily adjust the capacity of your storage buildings to a number that you're happy with. So you can increase or decrease the amount of storage in the object storage. So I mean, it makes everything more flexible, right? So if you like playing really unrealistic and you just want to have one building, put everything in there so it's all in one location, you can do that. Or you can make it just limited so it only really fits kind of your one thing that you want to store. Wishing you could limit a building to bales or pallets only. Yep, see, like I said, that added, you know, trying to add more realism to the game to where you're only putting bales in this building and you're going to have another building that you're going to put something else in. Now, me personally, I think it's more realistic that you can put whatever the hell you want in a building because it's a building that you own and you should be able to put whatever you want in it. But some people like to have things more organized, and this allows them to do that. Improvement, pack bales. Object storage buildings now fully support pack bales, allowing them to be cut open once removed from storage. So you can cut open your bales. Fermenting bales are now correctly grouped in the menu, dialog, and info pop up once fermenting is completed without requiring a game restart. So it'll take like your fermented bales and stuff. When you pull up the menus, all that stuff shows in the same place. It doesn't have it just scattered about the way it used to do. Multiplayer bale colors. You can change the bale colors are now synced in multiplayer games instead of the default white to reduce unnecessary network bandwidth. Bales of the same field type and size will use the color of the first bale added to the storage, similar to a single player game. So in other words, you're not just stuck to the white bales when you're doing multiplayer. And then there's been several updates so that, you know, it has less bugs, that sort of thing in it. And GTX makes fantastic mods. So it's one that, you know, you can sink your teeth into and actually rely on. So that's actually another mod. If you use bale storage or pallet storage, that sort of thing, this is a fantastic mod to add into your list. Now the Mini Map Plus, I've been showing this one several times. I just showed that one paired off with the other mod. This one, you've got all these mini map settings. Look, you can turn, like, if you don't want these different things on, you can go into the settings. Oh, I was right where I needed to be. You can go into the settings. Let's see, where's our mini map? Mini map settings. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Yeah, so oh, wait, that's under game settings. I'm in the wrong category. Say I'm in the wrong category. Maybe I wasn't in the wrong category. Did I? All right, let's see. It's not. Come on, grab that. There we go. Input control, sound, fog. That fog control is really nice too. That's on the mod hub. If you're playing on a map that's super foggy and you just don't like all the fog, you download that mod and it'll fix that problem. And you can make it foggier or less foggy depending on how you want to play the game. Let's see the contracts. Lumberjack. Why am I not seeing it? Does it have its own menu on the side? Maybe that's what it is. Activity on other fields. Oh, nope, there you go. I just went right past it. So I have stones turned off, right? So this one, it doesn't even bother showing me this one. But if you don't want the crop tops to show up in there, you can turn these different things off. That way, when you're cycling through, you don't have to cycle through all this stuff. But you can customize what you want it to show and not show on that little menu. On Subvert, yeah, I've actually used the fog control on pretty much every map that I play on now. If I get on a map and there's just zero fog, I will hop back in here and I will adjust it. But as far as like the fog settings I typically use, if you want to screenshot that or whatever, that's what I typically use. You have some fog, but like say if you play on something like a Hutan Pantai that's extremely foggy, this makes it a lot more manageable. You don't end up having so many pockets of fog everywhere. There's still fog, it's just not so out of hand like it is on that map. But that's a good one too. So yeah, you can customize that mini map, which is fantastic. And then after that, now this is just a mod map, right? This is Bearhaven. If you're looking for a really nice single player experience that has a little bit of whatever to offer to you, if you want to do some forestry, there's some forestry, as you can see in the picture here, that you can do. You start off owning the entire island because it's a really small map. There's only really 2 fields on the map, or I guess technically 3 because there is a grass field that you can cut. But that barge is not usable. This is just a sell point, this area here. There's a little tugboat that you can get on here, and it's not slow. This thing flies. There's some buoys, as you can see, like this one here, that are set out into the ocean, and you can go out there and you can use your little tugboat to fish. Now you don't actually fish off the tugboat. You just go out there, you press the R button, and it's almost like it's dragging a net. It just kind of fills itself up, and once it's full, then there's a big barge out in the ocean that you can deliver to and sell your tuna fish. It's fun. I mean, with Friday, we were playing on the map here, and quite honestly, I was enjoying it quite a bit. Having a smaller island to just kind of do your own thing. You can actually, like this water right here is only about a little over your knees, maybe waist deep. So you can walk around a lot of this area out here, in the water if you wanted to. So you could wait out and use the fast fishing mod to go out here and do you some fishing if you wanted to, But it also has, you see, this is a standard size map, but this part here is maybe a little less than a quarter of the size of the map. Now it's multi-tiered. It's kind of like a mountain, and your farm is at the very, very top. And your fields, they're not huge fields. They're, I'd say they're small fields compared to what I'm used to using. Some people may think they're medium. They're kind of a small medium, but um, it's a it is what it is, I guess. It, this is just below your house. So a little diner there that you can actually go into the store. That's your shop there where you can actually go in and purchase things, tractors, that sort of thing. I was hoping there'd be some more shots here. Well, there's a lime mine on here. You can go in and you can mine lime, and it actually starts you off if you're using the Highlands fishing pack, right? That's you'll need that for the boat and stuff like that. But um, if you've got the Highlands fishing pack, it'll start you off with the lime spreader from well, let me rephrase that. Not the Highlands fishing pack, but the Plains and Prairies pack. It'll start you off with one of the lime spreaders from that, the one that has the crane arm on it. And if you really like, if you like doing a lot of the gameplay yourself, not automating everything or just letting the workers do all the work for you, if you like loading pallets, and then when you go down there with that crane arm, you can actually load the lime up yourself into the trailer. So if you want to take the time to go down and bust the rocks and pulverize it into lime, you can do that and go pick it up yourself and go back and lime your farm. And it doesn't cost you anything to get your lime, and you'll start off with that piece of equipment. And your farm is way up top on that hill right there. You can barely see that water tower where the little hand is, and you know, unfortunately, it doesn't show you your farm. Oh, you guessed that, man. Why didn't they not add a screenshot for the farm? Yeah, there's Bearhaven. That one's pretty awesome. And so then you have Smoky Mountain Farm, which we were just talking about just a little bit ago. All right. This one has row crop built into it. You can see right there with the cotton fields. Like Tonefish was mentioning earlier, it's kind of a plain map, but it has lots of textures and stuff that you can do a lot of stuff with. It does have some required mods, but the mods that you're downloading, if you'll notice right here, it says by ICUS. You got this old school pack, old barnwood flag, small barn dominium, which is like a barn house kind of thing. ICUS makes some of the best sheds in Farm Sim. You got the American Building Pack 1 and 2, and oh man, I thought it said Papa Smurf right there for a second. Papa Smurf modding does some good mods too, but you have the greenhouse with canned packaged foods productions, and an old grain silo multi fruit. That it's, I mean, let's be real. I mean, it's really not that big a deal to download those mods because you'll probably end up using stuff like that to begin with, and these just help build out those farms. Is what they do. I mean, if you like to edit XMLs, you can always go into the XMLs and take the required mods out of it. So then you don't have to worry about the required mods and play it how you want to. But the farms won't be built out the same. But it says, "Welcome to the Great Smoky Mountains. This map is based off of fictional location representing the southern portion of the Great Smoky Mountains. Here you will find a variety of different terrains, ranging from relatively flat land to very steep hills. You will start out with a large cotton farm with all the necessary equipment. You start out with sheep, goats, chickens, and horses that you will need to tend to. There are 7 available farms for purchase aside from the starter farm. There are 47 available fields and 120 farmlands. If you don't want to do much farming, there are plenty of trees here. If you want to try some mountain forestry as well, there are multiple production points and selling stations on the map. Here is a list of productions and selling points that can be found." So it's got a bakery, a small bakery. It's got a large bakery, a carpentry, dairy selling point, and a production. It's got a farmer's market, grain mill, oil mill, piano manufacturing. I like the manufacturing places, and I like the construction places, like the museum. I like building those things up. Supermarket sell point. This does not have a constructible location on it, though. It just has a constructible production. The pianos. It has a supermarket, sell point, sawmill, spinnery, tailor shop. I mean, you pretty much got everything you need. As far as buy points, there's an animal dealer, you got a gas station, a warehouse, and a vehicle dealer. And then there's a bunch of new updates. Like, so with the updates, they added alfalfa, clover. There's a flowering catch crop. I'm not super familiar with catch crops. I think like the oilseed radish is a catch crop. So you could plant this flowering catch crop and then you plow it back under and get a fertilizer state. I think that's kind of what that's for. Then you have the green rye, spelt, silage maize, the triticale, the vetch rye, the winter wheat, and the winter barley. And then um, it's got features that some other features that were new updates is the row crop system. So there's row crop farming in the game, which is or in this map. So those of you that like a southern style or American style of farming, it's got row crop. And I think that's fantastic. I will be putting some time in on this map, probably just because of that alone. Um, let's see, additional ground angles. That's another thing. The Forest Hills map and this map both have additional ground angles. So whenever you're plowing through a field, you ever like make a turn and it feels like the angles in the rows are just really too sharp, and it just kind of breaks the immersion of what you're doing in the field. This has more ground angles so that whenever if you're plowing around a turn, there's more angles there to make it look like a smoother turn around that corner, which is pretty awesome. I wish every map would do that sort of thing. It's got stubble destruction, so if you go through and you cut down your corn, whenever you drive back over the stalks, it's going to break the stubble up on that sort of thing, which I think is pretty cool. If it does like most maps, whenever you drive over the stubble and stuff, because I'm pretty sure the map that we're on, the Farmville, North Carolina that we're on right now, I'm pretty sure it has stubble destruction. So when you actually drive over stuff, it adds that mulch shape because you crushed it back down into the dirt. I'm pretty sure this one does the same. It has some updated corn textures, so the corn actually has a little bit nicer look than the base game does. Custom planting and harvesting calendar, more plantable textures added, or more paintable textures. Yeah, it has a lot more textures to put down on the ground, which is also nice. New crops able to be fed to your animals. Like the like the clover and the alfalfa stuff like that. Those things can be fed to your animals. Let's see, what's that? Mowing with a pull behind mower means crop destruction as well. Oh, yep, okay, there you go. If you got a pull behind mower, it means crop destruction as well. It's a AKA or a Vi tonefish there in the chat. Updated some production points to accept new crops, custom weather patterns to match the location. This is supposed to be in the southeastern United States. And if that's the case, tornadoes should probably happen a little more frequently. I mean, we're where I'm at in the southeast. We're part of Tornado Alley, and it's not uncommon to see 2 or 3 funnel clouds forming above the house. It's always good if they're forming above the house because that means they're not going to form above the house. They're going to move and then keep going, and they're not going to get you. They're going to get somebody else. Custom sunrise and sunsets, very dark nights, and it does have some very dark nights. So if you like having those darker nights where because it's just too bright in the game at nighttime, well, there you go. A custom lighting setup, custom tornadoes. Like I was saying, it probably adds more tornadoes. So if you like having tornadoes, I will tell you, if you like tornadoes in the game, but you feel like they're a little just underdeveloped, like Giants should have done a little more with them, there's a mod called Tornado Physics. Add that to your game, and it will pick up your equipment. It'll destroy your bales. Well, it already destroys. It'll pick your bales up, right? It'll pick your harvester up, and it'll have it twirling around in the air, and eventually it'll just fling it off. So you might have your harvester on the other side of the map, laying upside down, and it will be damaged. You know, it's a fantastic mod. We've used it in the stream. I have it in here now. So if a tornado does come up, there's a chance we get sucked up in a tornado. We've had it happen. We've had it happen, and then when it finally flung us out, it threw us back toward our farm and had us pinned up against our house. It was crazy. It was hilarious. It says productions have been modified with increased capabilities and production points or production outputs. So that's also a nice thing. I feel like a lot of the productions produce things a little too slow. So it's nice that you can put your stuff in there, and there's plenty of workers on the inside to get that stuff pumped out, so you can get your money. You can get paid faster. Silos at starter farm and pre-built farms are multi-fruit, so you can put whatever you want in those. And let's see what else it says. If you have the Highlands pack, you will have access to a boat here. Yep, there you go. There's a boat. It cannot be sold, and if reset, it will not return to its start point. If playing multiplayer, only the host will have access to it. All other players will not be able to access the boat. It will be under the map for them. So it doesn't really work in multiplayer. I hope you will enjoy the map. I would like to give special thanks to ICAS Fan Modding for allowing me to use these great buildings. Yes, ICAS has fantastic buildings. And Insane Sim Guy for letting me use his silos for the rustic farm. And that's just some more congratulatory stuff to the modders. But these two white barns, those are both ICAS sheds. I mean, he's just go into Mod Hub and just look up ICAS, and you can find tons and tons of mods for ICAS as far as buildings go, and they are hands down the best sheds in the game. And he's got tons of them. They have customizable features to them as far as like the objects on the inside, not just the paint job on the outside. So any map that has ICAS buildings on it is probably pretty good, just because of ICAS's sheds. I'm a big fan of his sheds. But a couple of screenshots. I really like that you can see the cotton right here already in rows. Looks good. You won't post in chat since don't you worry about Steve. You post in the chat all you want there, sir. Matter of fact, Steve Steve's over here posting all these memes in here because he's trying to keep his #1 spot in the chat. That's why he's doing that. That's why he's doing that. He's waiting a little while and then he's posting just to get just so you know. If you talk in the chat, you know, at least a couple of times every 15 minutes, you know, it'll give you points, right? And that's what he's doing. That's why he's trying. He's going more than he needs to right now. He thinks he's got to put this much in there to lock it in, but it looks like now he's putting a bunch of little guys in there, flipping everybody off. So, and then he's got the alien shits. I don't know. Steve's got problems, man. Now, this right here, this 150 by 300 indoor commodity shed, this thing is pretty badass. Okay, so it is a monster shed. Okay, let's see who does this one. This is Legacy Ag. It has a ramp coming up to go inside and a ramp to come down outside. It's like I think there's 3 levels on the inside. If you like doing bulk commodities and you like and you want a place to have to store those things instead of putting them in a silo, you want to be able to keep your crops separate because it's a little more realistic than throwing your wheat and your barley and your oats and your soybeans and everything else all into one silo. This is your answer, because what this thing lets you do is it has places on the inside set up. You see, you can drive your truck through those ramps across the top and then unload through grates that drop your bulk down into these bins here. And you can have a loader on the inside to, what's up, Noah? Giggity. So you can, like I said, you can have your front loader on the inside here to come out and pick this stuff up. And look, there's several stalls all through here. Right, so you can deliver it in here, but then there's stalls that you can relocate it if you want to, instead of having it in that spot. There's several doors to drive in and out with. There's bale storage on the inside. And then, as you can see, like right across the back, that's where the truck just drove through and delivered into this bin. So whenever you get ready, like they've got a mixer wagon on here. You can actually just drive up and dump what you want into that mixer wagon or whatever trailer it is. If it's time for you to deliver that particular commodities for sale, you know, you can have more role play interaction, and it's a building that's set up to accommodate all those things. It even has a rail that goes across here to keep you from driving over. I mean, this building is top tier. It is a fantastic building, and it's a little on the pricey side, but if you got a farm that's big enough that you need commodity storage or bulk storage for multiple commodities, then this is definitely the place for you. And if you're on PC, it's real easy to go into the XMLs and maybe drop that by 300,000 if you want to make it a little more affordable. If you're on PlayStation or Xbox, maybe, you know, not so much, but you can always throw down a government subsidy mod, get the money, buy the building, and then get rid of the sign if you wanted to, right? So, I mean, there's options. There's options to be able to throw this out there on a farm if you want to. But this is a fantastic mod that's just recently come out. It's probably still on your latest mods list if you go into the mod hub. If not, if you um, go to the website, you'll see it without having to go into the sheds and all that. But it should be one of the first sheds that you come to whenever you go into the placeables category, right, for sheds. So this is one that I highly recommend. Let's see. Matter of fact, let's find a little chunk of land. Not that. We can slap one of these things down and actually take a look at it. How much is this field? $440,000. All right, so we'll get. I don't want to have all this money. 440,316. So we'll buy that. We'll buy that field. We'll come over here and we're going to slap that building down because I really just want to. I want to have a good look at this thing, man. We'll visit, and I already know we need $450,000. I'll just say I have 48,000. That's easy to remember. 450. All right, now we'll come into our construction menu. I think it's under sheds. Should be. Or it's, yeah, I would think it would be under sheds. There it is, right there. Bam. Look how big this thing is. I mean, it's a whopper. You definitely got to have some room. It's colliding with me. Where am I at? Right there in the middle of the field. There we go. Get out of that menu. So it is not small by any means, but you got this ramp. You can drive your truck up. Oh, do I got to be on the inside to open the door? Guess we'll find out. We'll come in. We got light switches here. Turning the lights on and off. We got switches for the doors. Okay. Well, if there's a switch up there for that door, how the hell am I supposed to get up there and flip that switch? It's old. That's awesome. That's so awesome. Hey, Ryer just showed up, everybody. Steve said, "What's up, Ryer?" He said, "Ryer." These doors don't like me, do they? Open sesame. Is there? Huh? What is it? I don't know what that is, but okay, sounds cool. It's not giving us an option to open that door. That's going to be a little bit of a pain if we can't open the door, isn't it? On behind me on the wall. Okay, let's see. Behind me on the wall. Was it on the other end down here? I don't see it. I mean, that's a fire extinguisher right there. Is there well, is there? He said by the door that I opened. I opened this door down here. That's a fire extinguisher down here too. Right there. Yeah. That's what I'm wondering. I was thinking that. We'll figure it out. Let's see. This is our bale storage here. So, I mean, tons. Man, look at all the storage. I mean, you could put so much in this thing. Let's get us. Let's get our truck over here. Oh, yep, this one will work. Let's go find out. Going up to field 66. The big door that I opened, oh, that one had a switch next to it. That one actually had a switch. These others, I don't see a switch on them. You said I just passed them? Well, we'll see. We're going to head back up to it. Where it's just up the road here. I make sure I go the right way. It's field 66. That's field 62. Oh hell, we could have just cut through the woods. I had a trail back there. I have a trail back there. It's okay. The sidewall. Yeah, I didn't see anything on the wall. I wasn't seeing anything. I mean, we're going to come back in there. We're not done with that building. That building is amazing. Has 4 switches. Okay, I'm just overlooking them, I guess. Yeah, this is our road. This our road has 4 switches. Have you tried out this shed, Tonefish? Have you tried out this shed? Oh, there it is back there. This ain't our field. We ain't worried about their crop. Check this out. Check this out. Got a little shed back here. Overhead drive doors. Yep, there they go. Right there, opening up. Let's see if it got it on the other side. Okay. Yes, we did. We got it on both sides right there. Okay. That they were hidden. Ooh. But you can see the mesh down that you can just drop right through to unload, which I think's fan freaking tastic. That's awesome. So as far as the other doors, that one on the end down there, mixed lane doors, that should be these doors right here. Yeah, this right here should actually be underground. Like this should right here when they come in, there should be a pit here, but it didn't put the pit in. It didn't change the train. So I'm guessing that you'll need to dig this out before you drop the building. But this should be our switches. Open door and open door. Yeah. There we go. So all your switches are right there on the side to open the top, and it's labeled too, so you know which ones you're opening. You can actually see it says overhead drive doors, which would be those up top, and then this right here, you got the mixed lane doors. And this one back here, does it have a switch? It does. So this one right here, you just boop, and there's a door, so you could have come in the door right there. Absolutely amazing. Love this barn. I mean, look, even if you don't have enough commodities to fill in all these different locations, you know, just driving through and just dumping it right here be good enough. And then the rest of these stalls, you could store your farm equipment in. So maybe it is a bit on the pricey side, but look at how much room you actually have that you could store other things in. You could use this to do so much. It is a fantastic barn. Oh, you know what? You know what? We don't have to just we don't have to sell this and then delete all that money. We could just delete it. Maybe we'll have to take the money. It's not wanting to delete. Okay. Well, crap. I wanted to do it the easy way. All right. So yeah, there's that. I mean, and then as far as whenever you go to place it down, I'm pretty sure we had the option to do something with our colors. Let's see. Where did it go? Come on down. We have a few more options than the base game here. So we can customize it and we can change the color. And there's a whole pile of other colors that you can go with. I kind of like that bluish gray. That's a pretty nice color. But if you just want a gray, or you know what, if you just want a big old red barn, you know, you slap you a big old red barn down. And yeah, it doesn't do solar panels, but you know, it's nice. It's super nice. 225 sold. Get rid of that money because we don't want that money. Remove 225,000, please. Oof. You'll never hear me say that in real life. And we got to sell this piece of land because we don't need this piece of land. Oh, how much is it? How much we gonna get for it? $440,316. All right, sold. Just messed up somebody's field big time. $440,316 removed. All right, yeah, perfect. Let me jump right back over here, and then buyer. Hey, buyer. So yeah, that's this, and this one is PC and console both, right? So like I said, fantastic. Then you have the farmer working assistant. You can see, I don't know if you can see it, but there's an assistant over here. There's two that are just pulled out of the shop. There's one going down the road. It's showing them in all different places. So if you've seen the neighbors mod that has you competing against your neighbors for contracts and that sort of thing, this one's kind of similar to that. But it's a little bit newer mod. But it adds workers out on the fields. So you're not the only person who's on a field. It just adds a little more immersion to the map. So there's no more empty roads. It's time to bring your world to life. It says it in this description here, but one of the things that's super cool about this mod is they actually start off at the dealership. They'll pick up and hook up to the equipment at the dealership and then drive to wherever the fields are at. Now, if they get hung up if they've been immobile for a certain period of time, it just gets rid of them. So you don't have AI drivers just stuck on the map. Now, it's probably not a bad idea to disable your traffic because they don't negotiate traffic so well. But it has its own category where it's the activity on the fields, right? So you can determine what it is that you want them to do or not do. If you want them to be able to plow and cultivate and harvest and all that, you can turn all those features on. But if you only want to see them do certain things at certain times of the year, or your PC isn't quite strong enough to be able to handle having all that extra activity going on, then you can limit what's going on and the number of workers that are out there. Excuse me. So this is a really cool mod. See, why should you be the only one working with this mod? Your neighbors are busy too. AI farmers spawn at the shop, drive independently to their fields, and carry out their work. From sowing to harvesting, afterwards they head back, just like in real farming life. So yeah, when they're done with their task, they actually go back to the dealership. Suddenly there's an action everywhere. Tractors on the roads, work on the fields, and a world that finally feels alive. You're no longer alone. The competition never sleeps. Active AI farmers with their own vehicles, trips from the shop to fields and back, visible field work, more traffic, and a livelier map, noticeably more realistic gameplay. A helper spawns every 5 to 30 real minutes. And then if a helper remains motionless for an extended period, they will be removed. To spawn vehicles, the shop must still have sufficient free slots. If you have a 5090, maybe. Oh, no, I've run this mod right now. I do not have a 5090. All active helpers can be removed. Essentially, it's like having multiplayer, but you don't have the LAN connection between you and other players. It's all happening right there on your game. So if you're playing in multiplayer, you can hire a worker, somebody else can hire a worker, and somebody else can hire a worker, and it really doesn't affect the gameplay. unless everybody has really terrible connections with one another. But you will end up getting a little bit of lag from that sort of thing. With this, it's all local, right? And then you get to have other fields being worked on. Now, it doesn't say anything about contracts in this one. Now, there's another mod that's similar to this. Um, I was using it before, and that one you are actively competing against the other farmers for contracts. Um, with this one, I'm not sure if you're actually competing with them on contracts or not. But I know with the other one, I have gone to pick a contract on the field, and before I could click it, bam, it was gone because one of the other AI farmers picked it up. And it was like, man, that sucks. It was like a $60,000 contract. We were going to do it for the live stream, and it was like, oh, this son of a bitch, he just stole my damn contract, you know. Um, so yeah, that this one it doesn't say anything about that, but I'm pretty sure it probably works that way. Um, let's see, come back in here. We go into our settings because we have this one installed right now, and should be. I think it's under the general settings, lumberjack. Okay, activity on fields right here. We'll go ahead and just turn it on. Number of workers, give it 3. And we'll have them do everything, including harvesting. Now we have several contracts. We have. Is there harvesting? Well, there aren't any harvesting contracts. So there's nothing for them to take from us as far as that goes. You can see we have fantastic prices on contracts because we do have the boosted contracts mod in here. I mean, I don't like to do contract after contract after contract. I like to work on my farm, so I boost the contracts like 77,000 right there. Fantastic. And we even get a sprayer if we want to borrow it, and we'll have the what's this herbicide to go along with it. So we're just spraying weeds on that one. But yeah, if this one works like the other one, these contracts can be taken from us, which I think is fantastic. Let's do 4 workers, and let's get our time moving in the game. You know what? It says in game time, so oh, do I have the shop set up right here? My bad. So this fella over here, not sure exactly where he's going, but I had to, I had that dealership spot right there for the delivery just a second ago. He's fixing to take off and gonna go do something. Looks like he's got a weeder on there. Does it show up in our list? As it does. Man, you are all in my wheat. What the hell are you thinking there, sir? I'm not exactly sure what he's trying to do. I don't know if he's trying to get out of the farm or seems to be lost. Yeah, okay. All right, he completed his task. That's good. I think he was going somewhere else. Let's see. On the contracts, was there a weeding contract? I don't see any weeding contracts. What was that he had? Oh, it was a hoe. He had a hoe. Oh, did one just disappear? Did another worker just pop up? Check the shop down here. No, didn't pop up. He did a great job on that field, didn't he? He wasn't well. I had the store deliveries mod set to deliver right at the house, so it was picking that as the shop. He should have actually spawned down here at the shop, but it looks like he had that hoe on there, so it looks like he was going to go do one of these contracts. We'll see. We'll get a little in another like 10 seconds. As soon as it gets to be 11 o'clock in the game, we should have another one spawn out. DuckTales? What's DuckTales got to do with anything? And oh, I gotcha. All right. So let's get that back down. Let's see if he spawned out. Should have had somebody spawn up. I'm not seeing them. Well, I will. All right, I'll keep a creep going. We should have somebody here in a minute that will actually should pop up, and then they should start heading to a field somewhere. Now, as far as these workers, they shouldn't be tied to us, even though I guess there's a chance that they are, but they shouldn't be. But I think that's also, like I said, another one that's a super cool mod because it just adds more folks running around out on the fields. That farmer working assistant. I think that's. I think there just should be more activity on all the fields, and this is another way to do that. If you don't have this one, the other mod, they just spawn up on the field with the equipment, but they do spawn up and they'll work those fields. And if there's cotton bales and stuff like that, they just leave those bales. So that's something you got to be aware of. You will need to get rid of those bales. If you put something on like I think boosted contracts where you can claim bales, maybe it'll let you claim those bales, but I don't think it will because I mean I have that on here now, and I've had a ton of cotton bales that were left around because of the AI workers, and it didn't let me sell them. I mean I could sell them, but I didn't get anything for it. Then after that, we have the price alert mod. All right. This is one that I particularly like because it has its own little category. Before we jump into it though, I might need to get started doing a little bit of this, at least a little bit, right? At least a little bit. Get back in here. And then I think it tried to jump to an ad break, which that's annoying. And if it did, we'll give it a minute. We'll let some folks that are having to deal with that come back, and then also we can look and see if maybe one of those workers has taken off again. Rawr! I need a new gamer banner, ma'am, with all kinds of different games on it. Well, you need to provide her the materials to do it with, sir. Let's see. Oh, she does, but she needs to know what you want. He wants mice. Otherwise, there's a lot of footwork she has to do to put all that together. Yeah. Let's see. All right. Let's look and see. Did a worker come out yet? Is there anybody driving around? Not yet. I don't know if it says in game time, so I don't know if that's going to be like actual in game time or if it's going to be like the game. I don't know how to say this. It's game time and game time. Actual play time or game time. There we go. That's what we're looking for. Those two things we're looking for. Is it going to be actual play time or is it going to be game time? Caterpillar, bees, caterpillar. What's going on in the chat? Are those gummy worms? Are you needing some gummy worms plug spell checker? Hellhound? You slacking, buddy. Oh. Look at you with your gummy worms. So this tedder, I like this tedder. I don't think this one was in the mod hub or this windrow, but it actually teds as it's going along. So all this row that I'm making, I'm hitting, I'm tedding and I'm windrowing at the same time. So all it's all hay. Fantastic. Fantastic. You know, it's the way it ought to be. It's the way it ought to be. I feel like another driver should have come out of the shed by now. I want to move this along. I get it up to another 30 minutes and see if we get somebody else to come rolling out of there now that it's turned on. All right, we've got another 30 minutes to roll by. I don't want to get too much time to go by. Still nobody popped out. Is there somebody driving down the road? No. We'll spit. All right, we'll put it on half speed. That way, at least some time is moving, and maybe then we'll get lucky and see somebody eventually pop out and see what they do to find out if they'll actually go to the field, if it's taking a contract, just whatever. You know, that way we have an idea. Because right now, as far as the contracts, we got was it 5 in each category? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we got 5 in each category except for baling and weeding. I don't think they're going to be doing wood transport or stone picking. There's only 3 in that. Okay, so now they're not all at 5. All right, that's going to make it a little hard to tell what they're doing. No one wants to work for you. Don't pay well. Look, they're not supposed to be working for me. All right, they're not supposed to be working for me. They're just supposed to be other workers that will show up on the map and do that sort of thing. It's not supposed to be working for me. But then, anyhow, moving on from that one, we have the price alert mod. All right, you can monitor your selling prices, set alert thresholds, and let price alert tell you when it is time to sell a product or an animal. The mod provides information panels integrated into the game menu for products in stock and the ability to configure custom alerts. So this one is pretty fantastic because it puts itself in a nice little menu right here. You can see all your commodities. You can see like your cows, your manure, all that stuff. When your cows, you can actually see how old each one of the cows are, and it tells you the breed. Like these are the brown Swiss. We're going to hang on to the brown Swiss forever and ever. We're just going to let them breed themselves to capacity in the field because they're providing milk for us, and we don't need to sell milk cows, right? They're not going to age out and die. It doesn't matter how old they get. Once they get mature, they'll continue to produce the same amount of milk from now until infinity. So we'll just keep these regardless. We're not worried about those. But these Highland cows, right? 36 months is when they'll hit their max price of about $3,500. However, at that point, we'll have fed them, right there, best price, $3,500. So at that point, we'll have fed them so much that we'll actually have more in the cows than they're actually worth. So we'll be losing money at 36 months. So the best thing to do is to sell them at 24 months. And what we can do is we have this cow here that's at 8 months. We can actually come into this cow and we can configure an alert. You just press X and then it has your minimum price now or best price, right? So the best price is $3,500, but we know that if we wait till $3,500, it's going to be too long, right? So what we'll do is we'll say, we want to get this at 2,500. If we put it at 2,500, damn it. No, not. I'm sorry. We want a minimum percentage, so we want like 80% and just one. Okay, so that should give us a. Once the price gets to 80% of total sale value, it should give us an alert. It'll give us a heads up. And at 80%, what's that going to be? For every 1,000, we take off 200, so we take 600 out of that, and then another 100, so we take 700 out of that, 3,500. Once it gets to 2,700, so we need to actually drop that down a little more to maybe 70%, so that. Now, obviously, this is going to be for somebody that's a little more into getting into the weeds with things, but we drop this down to say 70%. And you can stop your sleep, right? So if you're moving too fast, you can set it to stop your sleep. So whenever you go to rest, it's like, oh wait, you have this animal that you want to sell at this price, and it will alert you to that, right? Um, but now that that's set, whenever it gets to roughly about close to 2,500, I have to maybe do a little more math on that, but um, it'll let me know, and then I can actually go ahead and sell those cows. And the way I'm doing it right now is every month I'm buying like 6 cows because that's all my trailer will hold. So if we get our best price, the best price would be 21,000 at 3,500, but for 6 cows at 2,500, that's it's a little over $12,000 a month, right? Once you take out the feed costs and all that stuff, I mean, we're probably going to be somewhere around $10,000 a month once we get this rolling. So we have them breeding new cows every 6 months, and then we're selling those cows. So we'll have a nice steady flow of cows, and we have roughly 10 grand that we can make each month based on the breeding habit. And we're not putting too much into them. So this is a nice little thing that you can use, but you can use it for other things too, like your straw, or um, you can use it for wheat or whatever. You can have your products in stock with alerts, right? These are all different alerts that I've set up, and then you have unsellable products, things that you can't do, and it'll give you a list of all the products. Not just your products, but everything. So you can come through and you can set up alerts for those things. It's pretty damn cool. It's what it is. It's pretty damn cool. It's what it is. Um, it's it's simpler than what I make it sound. Let's put it that way. There's probably even you could probably find a video that would actually explain it a little better than what I've done, but it allows you to be alerted for whenever you want to sell something so that you don't miss that sale date, as opposed to just uh, sleeping, getting up, and going, "Oh crap! I wanted to sell my wheat or my soybeans or whatever because they were going to be at a max price in January or whenever it was." Right now, the sprayer supply line. This is a real thing. I mean, some people do actually put down lime with sprayers, and with this mod, you can do that. Now, I will say this: as far as actually getting your pH levels and all that accurate, this is not the most accurate way to do that in real life. But as far as the game goes, the game doesn't discriminate. So if you want to be able to put down lime other than just having to put it in a lime spreader, well, sprayers apply lime. This is, you know, just what it says. Sprayers apply lime is a lightweight mod that adds lime as a valid field type to all standard and modded liquid sprayers. Right? So it doesn't have to be just a spreader, it can be a sprayer. Universal compatibility works seamlessly with base game sprayers and vast majority of mod hub sprayers. So it works with mods also. Clean and efficient, contains no extra 3D models or textures, running entirely in the background, makes Lime application universal without ever hauling or without ever having to edit individual XML files. So you don't have to do any editing or anything. You just install the mod and it works. All right. I don't run this mod um, because I don't really like to use the sprayers for lime. You know, I like using the spreaders instead of the sprayers. Spreader, sprayer. But that one I think is also a really nice one though, because some people want another way to put things down. This just adds more options again for you to be able to do more things in the game. Not just grab the spreader and go out there and sling it all over the place. With this, you can have a bit more control over where you put your lime. So that's kind of nice. Now this, oh man, crap! PC and Mac. I thought this was also a console mod. So for those of you that get into Arbor Day and you like replacing the trees that are out there, you know, and used to, if you would plant trees on your property, you could get paid a certain amount for each tree that you put out. And that's kind of what this mod is. It's kind of an Arbor Day kind of thing. So you can actually get a monthly income based on certain trees that you put out. So It's just says an environmental subsidy to cover your operating costs by planting trees on your property. These trees are classified as decorative, right? They you can't really do anything with them once you plant them. They aren't the cheapest trees in the world, but then you'll like a solar panel, you'll get a little bit of money each month from these trees. Each species has a different generation value. The reward depends on the species planted, and where it has a variable monthly income, depending on the season, it'll depend on like the income from the tree. It varies. So I thought that was kind of a neat thing for people that like to have money generators in the game, but you don't want to put solar panels and all that kind of stuff everywhere. You know, you can go out and throw down a Japanese Zilkova tree, which is like a big oak tree, basically. And I mean, it's going to cost you. You know, what's that? Well, that's only $1,000 a tree, but there were some like this American elm cost $12,500 to put down that tree. You know, that's an expensive tree. $12,000 for the tree, but it'll generate an income for you. You know, and you can see on this right here on the finances, it's varied from month to month. Like in June, they were getting 6,500, and then in August they were only getting 4,300. But it started going back up in September, where they're getting 4,700. So um, I'm not sure what trees or how many trees they have to be able to get that, because the trees don't generate a lot of money. I mean, you have trees that are only 240 at the most a month to, let's see, what's probably the highest tree? I think this one right here, $1,300. The lodgepole pine, you can get $1,300 a month. I mean, from a play perspective, if you had a couple of those lodgepole pines down and it was paying you $1,300 a month, um, as a landowner, if you have pine trees, you can sell off that straw and people will pay you for the straw. So if you planted some lodgepole pines, you can role play the idea that you're selling the straw from those trees and getting paid for it. So there's a little, I mean, it's depending on what tree you're deciding to use. Yeah, you can do that. And I can tell you, I used to buy and sell pine straw, and some of those landowners make out like villains. You know, I mean, I had like 4 or 5 crews that I had that would go out and get straw, but now I made out really well myself. And this was a long time ago. I was only selling bales for about 350 a bale, and so yeah, that was a long time ago. I think they're getting between like $7 and $10 a bale now, and some places are even more than that. And as far as the labor cost, they're about the same, so they're making out like a villain. Um, so yeah, you could role play that aspect of it if you want it to be. You don't want to do the forestry, but you want to be able to make some money from your trees. You got some lodge poles out there, you know, come through, delete them out, plant some new ones in. If you don't want to, if you don't want to actually do the forestry, just delete them and then replant them with these. And now you got trees that are generating money for you because you're role playing that you're getting pine straw. So that one's pretty cool. Um, this is also really nice. The bunker silo hotspot. So whenever you put down a bunker silo, it doesn't put a hotspot on the map that you can use to actually go from one location to the next. You got these little field markers, like I can click on the field number and I can go to that field. It's just bam, I'm in that field. And then there's like, I got this feeder over here. I can visit this feeder, and I'm all in the bushes. Like I got that feeder there in the bushes for the boars. But when it comes to silos, there are no hotspots for silos, you know, for silage silos. I had a silage silo right here, but I got rid of it. Now, if you put a silage silo here, well, what this does, or this mod, get back in the tractor. I hop in the tractor so I can usually click the switch and pull my mouse out. If you do that, then you can actually place the marker yourself on the silo. And then when you're on the map, if you just want to fast travel over to it, you can just click it on the map and fast travel over to it. And that's what this is for. It's just to add that hotspot so that you can move. See, it adds a map hotspot to every bunker silo you own so you can find and visit to them like any other place. Well, selecting a bunker spot, a silo hotspot on the map also shows extra live info. It'll show you the current field level and field type stored inside the silo. So even if you don't want to go over there to it, it'll show you what's in it, how much is in it, and it'll show you the compaction progress, and it'll show you the fermentation progress. So you don't even have to actually go over to that. It says hotspots only appear for silos owned by your farm and disappear automatically when ownership changes. I mean, how awesome is that? Let's see. Will it maybe do it on this? I don't think so. Nah, just a manure heap. If I still had the silage silo over here, I would you'd be able to actually look at it right here and see it. So that's a nice one. If if you're big into silage, doing the silage, the compaction silos, that's one that'll help you just be able to monitor what's going on in those different silos. So that's pretty fantastic. Oh, yeah, I told you, man. There's a bunch of them that came out over the past week that are just really good. Now, the seed select, man. We're not even we're not even going to go through that. We're going to come over here and look at that. So you see, I got peas in this planter, and whenever you want to select your peas, you press the Y button and you tab through, and you get to it. And it's like peas are right there. Oh, dang it! I went right by the peas. Now I got to go all the way through again and get all. Oh, I did it again. Get all the way back through the peas. Oh, okay, I got it that time, right? But there's a much better solution. Oh, we got workers out now. I see them. I see them. I see them on the compass across the top. But so anyhow, if you actually instead of tapping the Y button and going through each one, if you press and hold Y, it pulls up a seed menu. All right. I can just go over to the peas, bam, select it, got peas. You know what? I don't want to do peas. Depending on what this planter will do, I can do long grain rice. Bam, done. Long grain rice. I just select it. I don't have to keep tabbing all the way through all this crap. I just hold the button and it's like, yeah, I think I'll do canola. What? What? This mod is amazing. This will be in every single mod folder that I use from now on because this is it's just too damn good. Alfalfa, alfalfa, you know, wheat, whatever. Uh, yes, I agree. This is definitely the best mod that came out this week. If you don't have the seed select mod and you're on PC, what are you doing with your life? This mod's amazing. Well, look, well, crap. There was two of them out, and they both just stopped. I don't guess they made it that far. Field not ready for this work. Stop working on it. Well, why did you come out to do that work if you can't do it? You. All right, so I can go ahead and tell you that mod, I am just not that impressed with it. If you're going to use one of these mods, I would recommend using the other one, not the activity on other fields, but it's AI workers, or I think that's what it's called, something like that. And you can adjust, it's adjustable too, where you can adjust the number of workers that are out there. From what I can tell, let's see, did they grab any of these contracts? There was five of those, five of those. Um, maybe no, it doesn't really look like they grabbed any of the contracts. So I don't even think they're grabbing contracts when they pop out. They just go out and do field work. Um, so yeah, I would say it's a cool mod, uh, but maybe not as cool as I thought it was. I would I would recommend grabbing the other one. Let's see. Let me come in here real quick. The mod seed select. That one is man. That's such a good mod. Come in here. Go to gameplay. Farmer working assistant. I do believe this is the one that makes them look like you. No, that's the one we were just looking at, isn't it? Yeah. So that one I don't particularly care for that one, but then there's the other one. See if I can find it real quick. I can't remember the name of it right off the top of my head. Uh, you've jumped from Farm Sim to Jew 3 all week. What? Okay, I don't know what the heck is Jew 3. Oh, you poor thing. The player workers is pretty cool too. I know it's bad. It's bad. It's real bad. It's a shame. Eh, contract work. No, the field goals. That one's really cool. I really wish they would add more bird tops in there and allow you to select the bird tops. uh, the adjustable chat size. That one's good if you're playing multiplayer. Come on, the fast fishing. Man, what? I wish I could remember the name of it right off the top of my head because I really want to show you the other one because I do think that the other one uh, is actually a lot better and it works better just based off what I've actually seen right here. Because we've had the other one running along before I had that one going. I really thought that one was going to be the better mod, and it has proven me wrong, which is sad because I was pretty excited for it. I was pretty excited for it. I think a lot of it is going to depend on the map that you're on and how well they can get out of the workshop area too. Because like you saw, I had that once actually spawn up on the farm because I had the sale location placed there, and they did not do a very good job of getting themselves out of there and going to do their job. They uh they circled around and then was like, "Nah, I can't get there." Let's see. It's right here. I can feel it. There we go. AI neighbors. Neighbors on the fields. This one right here. Uh, fantastic. This one actually has you competing against your neighbor. So the other AI workers, they will actually take contracts from the contracts menu and go out and do them. Now, I would probably turn like the any maybe turn off like harvesting, and that's because if you got things like cotton where they put bales out on the field, whenever they get through harvesting, they're going to leave all those bales and the bales don't disappear, and you got to go take care of those bales, and you're not going to get paid for those bales. So you just got to do the work to get rid of them. So as far as that goes, it kind of sucks from that regard. um, but for pretty much everything else, you know, it doesn't matter. Like with the pea harvesters, they go out there, they harvest peas. All right, great, they get done and they disappear off the fields and the peas go with them, you know, but the bales don't. You know, we saw that like last weekend when there were just bales everywhere. It was because of this mod. We had it running just because it's nice to see other workers out there. So I guess, yeah, the other one's cool, but I should have showed you this one instead because it's much cooler. I just showed you that one because it's one that came out over the past week. This one is maybe the week before or maybe 2 weeks ago is when this one came out, something like that. But definitely a cool mod. Highly recommend checking this one out. So now, for those of you that don't like having to wait so long for silage, because it's like sometimes some things ferment instantly and other things seem to take forever to ferment. Well, with the silage fermenting settings, right? What this does is it allows you to adjust how long it takes for silage to ferment. You can make it take a quarter of the time as normal, half the time, like you see it says 0.25, 0.5, 0.75. You can break that up and actually you can extend the amount of time too. You can make it take up to 2 months if you want to, so that it's more realistic as far as how long it takes to ferment a silo. So this one is also a super, super mod. Like right here, fermenting settings, you got bale fermenting time. You can adjust how long it takes here, and the bunker silo fermenting time. So you can actually adjust it for bales and for the bunker, not just the bunker, um, which is pretty awesome. If you want things to ferment almost instantly, you're going out and you bale your field. By the time you get done, the first ones are already fermented. You can change it to do that if you wanted to. But if you want it to take more than just a month, you can do that also. But if you really just want to, it's whatever you want, right? If you want it to be to where you don't ever want to miss a sale price because, damn it, it's got to be sold today, but it's going to take me, a month or a month and a half or whatever to get it done. You can adjust the fermenting time, have it ferment in almost instantly, probably on your drive over to wherever you're selling it, and it be done. What you work on number 3? What? Oh, what are you working on, number three? He's calling you number three. That's great. That's great. And then here's another one that's kind of along those same lines. So if you want to use things like manure, but animals just don't produce nearly enough manure because it takes so much to actually be able to fertilize your crops, but you just it's just a mechanic that you want to be able to use in the game. Well, with the animal waste control, you can adjust just how much waste that the animals are producing so you can have more waste available to put fertilizer on the field. Yeah, he called him number three. It's good, isn't it, PCS? So the animal waste control allows you to modify the amount of manure and slurry produced by your animals. The mod adds a configurable multiplayer directly into the game's general settings, allowing you to easily adjust production to match your gameplay style. So what that means is, if you go into the general settings, there's an animal waste control menu. You can add a multiplier to manure and you can add one to slurry. So you can increase how much the animals produce. That's what that line said. So yeah, if you want to do slurry and there's never enough slurry to finish your fields, well, there you go. All right. And that, honestly, that was the last one. Now, as far as this is just the new DLC. Okay. Um, I don't know how excited you guys are for I know some of you are like, nah, I'll pass. It's just equipment. I got plenty of equipment in the mod hub or on the itch.io or wherever. I get it. 100%. I'm with you. All right. Fortunately, you got my stupid ass here who will go ahead and spend that $10, which is too much for this mod pack. There's just as much equipment in this pack as there was the Vrito pack, but this one costs $1 more than the Vrito pack. And the Vrito pack added a new feature. Okay. So what gives? But now, you what? What's that? Oh, on the Discord? Fantastic. Fantastic. So, yeah, like I said, this one does not add any new feature whatsoever. I mean, it's got some kind of new equipment gameplay elements to it, but it doesn't actually add any kind of actual new gameplay to the game. Like it says at the top right here, it's 12 machines, dirt accumulation, and improved physics. Those are really the things that you're getting: dirt accumulation and improved physics. All right. Now, I don't know about you, but I cannot argue with improved physics. If they would improve the physics in Farming Simulator, then Farming Simulator would be a much, much better game all the way around, and not just for the equipment, but for the tractors too. It's cold down here in third. Now, I do like the look of the equipment. I wish I could rotate this around so I could see it better. I mean, you can see how there's some mud accumulated on the tires. That part's normal, right? That we already have that as far as the dirt accumulation goes. But what we don't already have, can we see it in this one? No. Maybe in this one? No. Not really, not in that one. There is one that we can see it in though. Yeah, here we go. We can see it in this. You can see, like, on top of that cylinder right there, there's some dirt accumulated. You can see on the shaft here that there's some shut up. There's some dirt accumulated right here. You can see as it's folding up, if you look close, you can actually see that there's dirt on the outriggers here. Yeah, that's on top of it. It's not just like splattered the way the dirt texture does. Like here, you can see on the main body of the Sky Agriculture where it's white over here, you can see how it's got that dirty texture like it does on the wheel over here. That's normal, right? That's normal. But you can see on the cross members, there's actually dirt sitting on top of it. That's what they're talking about with the dirt accumulation. It's accumulating on there the same way that it accumulates in the tires. And it's like, that's cool, because I mean, it would accumulate there You know, it's another visual thing that adds to how dirty your equipment is, and I really appreciate that very much. I wish that everything already did that because they did it to the tires. They put reflections in the paint job to make the paint job look much better. They added the water droplets whenever it's wet. The tractor is wet. So now it's when the implement is dirty, it has dirt on it. You know, it's one of those things. It's like, this should have been here already. You know, it shouldn't be something that you're adding into this DLC to make this DLC more attractive. But for me, honestly, it does make it more attractive. And I'm looking forward to actually using it because of this, because I'm a stupid farm sim simp. All right. But as far as what it does for the game, it does nothing for the game. There's no reason for you to pick this up unless you are like me and you just simply want to have these things in the game, right? I'm happy. I'm happy to support it because I want to see it as a standardized feature. I want all these things to be standardized, just like that seed selector wheel. I want that to be a standard thing in the game. It shouldn't be a PC only mod. It should be something that you can do even on console. Whenever you're playing shooters or anything else, one of the best ways to swap between your weapons is a radio wheel. You just bam, bam, and you selected the next one and you keep on going. It works fantastic for selecting your seeds. Make it a standard feature. Make stupid visual things like this a standard feature because I mean, come on, Giants. You know, everybody buys the next version of your game because they're looking forward to seeing a more visually impressive game, and they're looking forward to having some more realism added into their game. You know, that's what we want. Now, we also want toggles to be able to turn things on and off. Like a lot of people leave rocks on whenever they do things. People that live in the Midwest, people that live in the UK, they'll use those when they play games, you know, if they want the added realism in their game. Me personally, down in the Southeast where I live, I've never in my life seen a rock roller or a stone picker. I didn't even know what the hell those things were until I started playing the game. And I was like, who the hell wastes their time picking stones up in the fields? I've never seen stones like that in the field. So, so it's nice to have those things be able to be turned on and on. But when it comes to something visual like this, you know, it's like, come on, Giants, let's make this standard. Let's, you know, once you release the Sky Agricultural Pack, start updating the rest of the game and adding this. You know, adding this to all the other equipment that's already in the game. Don't make this something that it's exclusive to this pack because it's not a selling feature for the pack. You know, it's more a selling feature for the game, but not for this pack. If anything, it probably aggravates people. I would think it would aggravate people that you would have something like this that will make your game more visually appealing, be locked behind a paywall, right? That's kind of how I feel about that. You ask too much of Giant, sir. Hey, maybe, but you know what? If you don't set a high standard, I mean, all you get are is you know, shitty results. But I also like the physics that they added into it, like where the wheels are rolling around right here. There are some pieces of equipment that you can find, some mods that you can find that do have this level of physics built into them, and they're fantastic, right? Um, the weightiness, like whenever the equipment's folding out, you see how it has that like kind of a crunch as it stops, and then it starts to fold out, and they don't even fold out even. One side starts before the other. That's a much more realistic effect. You know, I mean, have I ever watched one of these unfold on the field? Absolutely not. Never seen it in person. You know, I've never actually seen any uh, disc harrow unfold in the field. You know, never seen it. But I have worked around hydraulics and hydraulic machines a lot, and this is how they operate. You know, I can see how this one is unfolding, and I can tell that that's a much more realistic effect. You know, it has a better feel about it, and I would like to see that as a standard feature. It's like, come on, Giants, let's make this standard. So just like with the rolling tarps in the Plains and Prairies pack, now that it's there, start updating the other things that have tarps, right? Don't make that a lock behind a paywall feature. Add it on into the rest of the game. Sure, have it as a paywall initially, you know, like an early access thing for people. But once we get past the first month, start having those updates that come out, you know, like the patch updates and stuff, where they keep doing content updates. All right, well, when you do a content update and you add in some new equipment, how about adding in that functionality to the other equipment that's already in the game? You know, let's improve the game that we have also, not just the next thing that you want to get us to buy. You know, add this in, make it make it a regular thing. Just like like the boats. Let me buy the damn boat in the store for whatever map I'm on. If I own the Highlands Fishing Pack, let's move forward. Let's get past this chaotic, this archaic way of doing things. If you own the DLC, allow it to be pushed out to everything else. I don't think in real life the flip out at the same time too much pressure. They will flip out at the same time, but they won't do it. Like if you watch this one, they're not going to. This one starts up, and like you're talking about the too much pressure. Well, see, this one is almost to the top before this one moves. It will absolutely do that. I mean, if you've worked around hydraulics enough, you'll know that it'll work that way. And then just like this, when it gets to the top, it has that sway to it, right? It should have that because you have that pressure comes down and it's not forcing it up anymore, so it kind of settles back into position. That should just be standard on all the equipment. It shouldn't just click, like a damn Lego block. that's that's how it should be, you know. But now, aside from all the kind of, I guess, all the negative, like I said, I am looking forward to all these features that are coming in this equipment. I'm looking forward to it a lot. I'm actually looking forward to using this stuff because it's not all just tiny equipment. Um, there's like a 6 meter power harrow. I think it's pretty cool that I'm looking forward to using. I like that they're giving us another lime spreader. It's lime and fertilizer. It's not just lime. They almost always show it shooting fertilizer out of these things and never show lime. Just like when you look in the mod hub and you're trying to find one, you go, well, will it do lime? You have to download it to find out. That's kind of annoying. They at least gave us the screenshots where we can see the fertilizer and we can see the lime. So that's pretty nice. And it's even got the model number, so you know it's the same machine. The seed boxes on the front, that's nice. I do like seeing the hose. I mean, they've been doing that for a while. That's not something that's new. So that's not that big a deal, right? But it is a nice piece of equipment. I mean, I like the color of the equipment. I like the design of the equipment, and it looks very detailed. So, I mean, honestly, all those things appeal to me as far as farm sim goes. So, there's some things about it that I am really looking forward to. I'd like to hear what you guys think. I mean, some of you guys said some things already, but what do you think about the Sky Pack? Is this something you guys think that you're going to pick up? Or are you just going to watch me use it on the stream? you know, I feel like a lot of you are probably just going to just bypass it altogether. Yeah, that's kind of what I figure. I figure a lot of people are probably not going to pick it up because there's just not enough there. I mean, like I said, the Vrito pack, it added a feature, and everybody wants more realism in the game. But a lot of people did not pick up the Vrito pack because it's like, well, I want features added into the game, but I don't want to add features that just tear up my damn crops. I want things that give me more depth in play as far as like, oh, damn it. As far as like more things to do with the animals, I think that's kind of what people are getting at whenever they say they want more things to do in the game, is they want that added depth for gameplay, not things that are trying to hamper them in what they're trying to accomplish on their farms. I think that's kind of what they're looking for. You're not going to watch me use it. Well, it is something. I mean, there's a couple of pieces in there that, I mean, me personally, I do want to use. I'd like to implement them into the farm, even though it is a European brand. I like the equipment. Plus, like I was saying, it's something that I'll pick up just so I can show it to you guys, and then you can decide whether or not it's something that you want yourselves. But I got a feeling that most of you are probably going to pass on that. That's my thoughts. You know, that's my thoughts. I guess we'll have to wait and see. You know, I didn't even catch the damn release date on it. It's really soon. I didn't even catch the damn release date. Not that it matters. Not that it matters. If you don't get it on day one, you're not going to be missing out. That's that's just kind of how I feels about it. You know, that's just how I feels about it. I uh, I'm still looking for more depth when it comes to the animals. You know, like right now, I mean, you kind of have to manufacture the depth into the animals yourself right now. Like the way that I'm purchasing like 5 or 6 cows a month for the beef cattle. Uh, by doing that, they can keep replacing themselves. I can load up one trailer and deliver them, and it's an easy 10 grand as far as like compared to the amount of straw or whatever that I got to put into them or hay. Yeah, yeah, I'm not using any kind of special mod, so in reality, I don't have to put anything into those animals until they get really close to maturity, and then I can start feeding them to get them healthy and get the price up on them, and then go sell them. So I mean, I could starve them to death until it's time to sell them. At least until I have my cycle going. Once that cycle's going, then my cost of food would go up, but not so much that it would really matter. Still going to make around 10 grand a month because you can sell them for around, I don't know. I think the total was around 12 to 13,000. Yar. Okay. Rawr. I mean, but that's trying to get into the weed. That's kind of forcing myself into the weeds of things, right? It's what that's doing is to purposely make more layers for the cattle, so that it's worth taking the time to do. You know, but I want veterinarians that I need to come out and look at the cows and stuff like that. You know, I'd like to see or have the ability to put milking machines in, like there's milking machines in the sheds. I'd like to be able to walk the cow over and put them into the milking machine, hook them up, that sort of thing. I don't use the mod, but like the manual attach, I'd like to see stuff like that become standard feature in the game, where you can turn that feature on and off. I mean, it does need to be something that you can toggle, because there's a lot of people that play the game and they really like the leisure style of the game where it's very laid back. You don't have to worry about all the things that you would worry about in farming, right? Um, that's a good question. That's a good question. But yep, those were the mods that I wanted to show you guys. Um, Hopefully, as far as like the mods that I feel like are cool mods that come out this week, hopefully there won't be quite as many. But if there are, you know, I'd like to show them to you again next week. And hopefully, when we try to show off something like a fishing mod, it works. And we can figure out how to open a door on a shed, that sort of thing. He fell asleep in his chair. Good deal. Punch him in the ribs and wake his sorry ass up. It's because he's old. That's because he's old. Exactly. But let's see. Yeah. With all that being said, I think what we'll probably do is we'll probably go ahead and cause it right, Chong. I've enjoyed the stream. I don't know how you guys feel about it. If you liked seeing the little mod showcase kind of thing, let me know. Should we shorten it up and just really hyper focus on what's really good for the week? Or, was having several mods in there fun for you guys? Just let me know. Just let me know. Did you like how I covered the mods? Did you like to see something different? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And if you did enjoy what we did tonight, please do drop a like, subscribe if you enjoy the content, because we do this every Sunday, and we'll continue to do it every Sunday until there's nobody watching us anymore, which probably won't be long. Damn it. Check the videos in Discord. Okay. All right. We'll check that right now before we dip out. What we'll do. What we got going on into videos. All right. I know we had something for the you got something in pictures and screenshots. I'm guessing that's what you're referring to. The Welker Farms video. Is that what you're referring to? We'll let's see. Copy. See if we can move that over to the videos. There we go. And we can take it out of this one. There we go. Now we got it in the videos. Now I see what you're talking about. I will check that one out, sir. I will check that one out. What's that he's showing off in there? That's looks like a planter of some sort. I can't tell, but it looks fancy. The cedar unfolding. Yeah. I got you. But yeah, like I said, that's gonna, I'm kind of wanting that to be, I guess, a little more of a normal format for what we're doing. So where, we kind of take a look at the mods and that sort of thing for what's going on that week, and do a little farming along with it. It's a custom. Oh, nice. Very nice. Very nice. That's cool. Like I said, let me know. You can leave it in the comments, or you can throw it in the chat here. I'll see it either way. But in the meantime, I hope you guys have a fantastic week, and we'll see you in the next one. The next one. The next one. Yeah. I always like to give a great big old shout out to everybody who is a top chatter. Those of you that actually participated in the chat. And I like to start off with the #1 spot going to a spell checker. And then how about that #2 PCS World? Congratulations for the #1 and #2 spot.
I lost all of it.
The #3 spot goes to, the one that we know does the most #3s, Hellhound. Then we have All About Gaming 24/7, Tonefish, Blue Streak, Bush Ranch, Briar, Longthorn, Noah Farms, Miss Lisa, aka the Crochet Queen, Blue Streak Gaming, Mayor McCheesy, and Blue Streak Customs. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you hanging out, and we hope to see you next time. Next Sunday, as a matter of fact. Peace.